Are you looking for a great gift this season? Give the gift of a clean car with EMSMobileDetailing.com.
Yeah, they come to you. It's amazing. They come, wash, vacuum. They can wax. They can do a ceramic coating treatment if that's what you want. And you can do all of that at your place of business or even in the driveway of your own home.
And right now, they got an awesome deal. Now through the end of the year at EMSMobileDetailing.com, you can buy their basic detail that's normally $150 only for $115.
Yeah, big savings.
And that gets you the hand wash, the bug removal, the clean tires and rims, door jams, all the interior, the vacuum, ceramic coating, the leather conditioning, clay bar, and it can be redeemed up to 2 years. So if you buy this gift certificate for $115 right now through the end of the year at EMSMobileDetailing.com, the person can redeem it up to 2 years, and it's a great gift for those hard-to-buy-for people. So again, if you want that deal, it's EMSMobileDetailing.com. Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha's here. No Butler. I know what you're thinking. Where is he? We don't know.
Should we try and figure that out?
No. He'll turn
out
up.
A wanted poster?
He'll turn up. He's like a Florida pit bull, an outdoor pit bull.
He'll come back eventually.
Loyal as hell.
Thanks to everyone who came out to Sofa and Suds, another great event, and we won!
Yeah!
We won! I like doing that just to see if I could call it.
Yeah.
Because what if...
What if we won?
There's no
Full
way.
transparency, we are taping this way in advance. This is, what is it? It's March 19th, 2019.
Yeah, pre-pandemic.
Pre-pandemic.
And we're calling it. There's going to be a pandemic.
There's going to be a pandemic. And man, are you guys in for it.
Get your toilet paper now.
Some of you guys listening, this is your final broadcast. And I hate to say that. That's just real talk.
Wait till you see how people handle it.
Oh, man.
It's better than you think.
Yeah.
Better than you think.
Write this down, because you're going to need to say this a lot. We're all in this together. That's going to become the whole thing. I'm just predicting that now.
I bet they'll come out with a vaccine, and then everybody will be on board.
Oh, good.
And it's going to be great. It's going to be fun.
Mark's here. How you doing, Mark?
What's up, guys? Doing good.
Mark is here. Owner, president. Is that all?
And namesake.
Janitor.
Namesake.
Janitor. Yeah, we know that. It's funny because there are two people here that get and wash the doo-doo off our toilet. And it's either the cleaning lady, God bless her, who's a good Christian woman who has to walk through the sea of horrible weenies and naked women and all this, just...
Oh, remember the kratom? That was embarrassing.
She used to scoop up our kratom.
Yes.
Poor
Or we
lady.
should vacuumed it.
She would not the drawers. She wouldn't touch the drawers. She's like, if it gets on my hands, potent.
It was like the Black Death.
Yeah, she thought it.
It's like anthrax.
I'm virtually certain our cleaning lady thought that was green fentanyl. I swear to God.
I mean, it kind of was.
Why is it?
What else would it be?
It is. That's what I call it. Green fentanyl.
Anyway, Mark is here from Villain Clothing Company, and full transparency, he came to deliver our brand new, we've never done this before, Tom and Dan, I'll call them beach shorts.
You should let Dan sell the sizzle because you're not good at it.
They're all pre-ordered. I mean, we ordered an extra amount of some sizes to sell after, but they're all going to go because when people see these...
Your favorite, my wife, when I was growing up, in the 80s, in the 90s, what was the most comfortable short to wear? Your Umbros, right? May I now introduce Dumbros. Tom and Dan Dumbros.
Oh, if you go to a strip club with these.
Oh, man. You literally, I think you...
Oh, I laughed too goofy.
Sometimes when I get really, really into things, I laugh like a woman.
So these are really awesome. And they're custom made.
Can I see those?
They're retro.
Do you want me to put these on? And I can go in the bathroom and put them on and then come out and whack
No, don't whack it. But we've got men's and women's. Now, we did, the majority of these are pre-order. Some will be available on tomanddan.com, but I imagine, once we put it up on the BDM page, but we'll do it again.
Are those the ladies or the...
These are the ladies.
Oh, I like the heart on the butt on those.
That's the villain heart.
Man.
And
there's also
Tom and Dan
polos out
Dreamin'
there.
down there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm only going to wear beach shorts and polos from now on.
So, Mark, getting to know you over the past couple years.
Oh, you're going to ask him out, bro? He's been very
I'll
nervous.
take it. I'm sorry.
Like I've always had, I wanted to hang out with other business owners,
my
like
God,
influential
here we go again.
people, and this is
medium
He wants-
infinity.
He wants to take you to Tilted Kill.
Yeah, he wants to go
I just
to,
thought that's how.
Twin Peaks, you and Mark discussing, we need to make the shorts 1 inch shorter. That's the numbers.
When I had the fantasy of being a business
Hold on a second.
man.
Can we analyze that one?
Rough.
Is that okay? Because I feel like I'm,
old man video.
I
It
feel
was
like
it was trying to
I
start.
feel like I'm over talking today because I've had a lot of caffeine. But that one went. That one, it was like a mummy dying.
It was bad.
It was like the last breath that a mummy takes.
It was suspenseful, though.
I just thought I'd be hanging out with more movers and shakers
How
of the
dare
business
you.
world.
I'm a business owner.
Yeah, she is, and so is Butler. I mean, technically,
That's true. You hang
No,
out
it's
with
not.
all
I've
business
never-
owners.
So am I, but you don't hang out with me anymore.
No, well,
You don't like me anymore. Something changed.
and it's because everybody gets bored. What are you
Oh, he
put
called you
together Legos?
boring.
That's the. I'm gonna cry right now.
No.
That is the absolute.
He
You know
stopped
what?
hanging
You're my
out with
new
you
best friend.
because you were boring.
You know, you're
That
my new
is
best friend.
Look how Mark does cool
No,
stuff.
Mark Villen's my new
He
best
was
friend.
surfing the other day.
Yeah. Well, he texts me all the time. He's like, I got extra surfboards, and guess who's going to take him up on it now? Because you've turned your back on me.
Wait a minute.
I almost called you an MF right there.
Mo is going on Seth's boat. You're going surfing with Mark.
Well, I
You're
got to set
losing
it
all your
up.
friends.
I got to set it up. So Mark knows I'll flake. I'll set it up, and in the morning of, I'll be like, I can't. My daughter did some crap.
We did ride the scooter together.
We did.
And,
Oh.
That's true.
and so, but then I see how Mark runs his business, and obviously the Villain Clothing Company is huge. By the way, a buddy of mine moved to Satellite Beach, where Villain is. That's your home base.
Yeah.
And so everywhere I go, I see Villain stickers. I see, and then people know you. And then I remember I was wearing a Villain straw hat, and then it literally in the ice cream
Hey, look
shop.
at that dork wearing the cool hat.
No, they're all apparently friends of yours. Everybody knows you in Satellite Beach. Everyone's like, oh yeah,
Famous.
Mark. They're like, oh my buddy owns that
Oh,
company.
did you start name dropping? You're like, he's my buddy.
Oh my God.
So that makes us buddy. Put him there, buddy. Hi, buddy.
I do say, I'm like, oh yeah, we're doing business. I just texting them and then I show them.
Yeah.
They
You
walk
show
away.
them the text?
Well, because they think I'm lying.
You know,
at
you've
first.
been doing something lately that really pisses me off. Lately on Instagram, he's been going on people's posts under their pictures and then just writing, promoted on Tom and Dan. Promoted on Tom and Dan. Promoted on Tom. Have you seen this?
No, I haven't seen it.
Scam artist.
So, how do you do it, Mark? Because you're having a good time.
He doesn't have kids.
Exactly.
That's it. That's it. Done. All right, we'll see you tomorrow.
Well, I don't hang out with my kids that much. They're doing their own thing.
You
They'd
only
rather
hang-
play video games than hang out with me.
I'm going out to a comedy show with Sam.
Yeah.
I'm leaving my kid in the house by herself.
Oh, she's fine.
Yeah, she is fine.
That's true.
Dog crate.
Well, I don't do dog crate because she's a little beyond that.
Oh, okay.
We do pee-pee pads, and I cut open a big bag of Old Roy with a knife, and I just let her take what you want. It's like leave a penny, take a penny.
Yeah, I like
Maisie knows more than I do about how to take care of herself. I would bet
not about everything, but about maybe cleanliness. Yeah.
no, just
She's
about
a girl.
her being able to take care of herself over 1 week period of time. I will bet on Maisie.
I got
over
pissed at her
myself.
last night. She left the freezer open. She went and got her own. She made her own ice water, and she left the freezer open.
So
My ice cream was soft.
So, Mark, back to business here, because it's seemingly super easy to work with you with coming up with these shorts ideas, and we've got a new batch of Villain, Tom and Dan and Villain stuff coming out, and I know that there's the DOP kit / makeup bag.
Yep.
Let's go over the items because I forgot.
Oh. I'm glad you're doing business with him.
I kind of forgot.
Someone's
you, but
got to do
my-
it. Wow.
Hold on a second. I see you guys
Did
falling.
you guys take your medicine this morning?
My God. Next
got,
thing you're going to put the hand up and lean in.
We're giving
Do
away
we have dog collars?
I was going to say we're giving away 50 dog collars, aren't we, for all the emails we got?
Yeah, we got dog collars, dog leashes, license plates. We got the makeup bag, waterproof bag.
Yeah,
Wow, my God. We're like an apparel company. Is that what you're telling people?
He's trying to compete with Dan Cummins.
No, when we can't.
No.
He's got challenge coins and all
Got
kinds of
blankets.
But
stuff. Challenge coins. I don't need more challenges in my life.
puzzles.
and we'll obviously promote all the stuff. Of course, BDMs will get the first crack at it, and it'll be up on villainclothing.com, and we'll have a link on our merch page and stuff. But I heard all the stuff has come in. We're still waiting on the bags. Let me ask you this, because my mom forwarded me an email, and she told me that we can't buy any gifts. The shipping shortage.
And I started laughing because it could be anything. My mom just emailed me. She said Obama.
She said
like, that's what I thought it was going.
She said that you better buy your gifts now because there's a shipping shortage.
Yes.
Well,
and
yeah,
you
it's
can't
already
get any
halfway through November.
presents if you don't order them 2 days ago. So is that true?
Oh, yeah. Well, when we first sat down and talked about it, shipping was somewhat normal. We're like, oh, yeah, sure, 30 days, whatever. It'll be good. Then, like, a week later, everything just starts falling apart, and ports are shut. And a shipping container is $31,000 right now to get from China to the U.S.
$1,000. My
Used
God.
to be under $5.
Wow.
It jumped up that much?
Yeah.
Holy crap, man. That's insane.
Now, obviously, once we have our stuff, we ship it. You ship from satellite,
Right.
so right there. And a lot of times you deliver. Sometimes you end up delivering the stuff yourself, right?
Yeah, in our area, we do all our deliveries same day or next day. Try to keep it faster than Amazon, kind of like something different than everything else out there. But
That's cool.
So
We can't do that. Yeah, Eric is here. He's just saying, He's like, no.
yeah, and so okay, back to business. Because
When did we get off business?
Yeah, when did we get on business? We've never been a business.
So me and Mark have the same passions in life.
I don't
know
think
if you
that's
know
true.
this.
Yeah, every day you're just checking the surf report.
Well, not surfing so much.
okay.
Although he does invite me surfing and
He invites you too. I'll make note of that, Mark.
open offer, anything.
I thought
Well,
Mark was my friend, and now he's inviting everybody.
He invites the family, and then he's like, "You got to get your kids out there surfing, right? Because all these satellite beach
and your kids look like surfers.
we call them satellite beach rats. They are
not nice,
they are out there surfing. Sorry.
Satellite beach rats. Then he barfs. So I'm like, you're making a good impression.
But the beach kids, they raise themselves. They're out there surfing
Yeah,
at the
sand
age
plays.
of 3. As soon as you can stand, you're surfing, right?
They're a little tougher over there.
Yeah.
Dogs are too. Everyone grows up
Yeah.
outside.
Everyone's a little salty, a little gritty.
Little
Yeah.
red-brown boys.
I can't even
Yeah,
go
red
in the,
browns.
I go in the ocean and my wife is screaming, "Hold their hands, the undertow!" She's screaming,
Yeah.
and then I have to hold
But they're
my
in
son.
ankle deep water.
Yeah. I have to hold my son's hands when we're
and they have floaties on.
Yeah, I'm in ankle deep water, and my wife's screaming undertow. So I'm too embarrassed to tell you that, Mark. There's no way I'm going to get Tommy and Max out there surfing on surfboards.
Well, I don't think he means go out to all the way out, past different breaks. I think he means just get them on a board, push them a little bit,
Yeah.
see if they can stand up.
Yeah, but
You're on top of the water. You don't get sucked in.
well, you fall off. They don't have the balance. They have no balance.
But they can swim.
Their legs barely work.
They can sort. I didn't tell, but Tommy was traumatized one time because
What'd you
What'd you do?
No.
Thank you. That's where I was
this
going.
wasn't me. This was my wife. She was
Don't
standing
you blame her.
That's
in
not
satellite.
fair. She's not here.
And there are people. There's a lot of surfing in satellite.
Oh, yeah.
It's at that area where it's I guess it breaks good waves, right?
Yeah, the whole from Sebastian Inlet north all the way up to State. That's where the waves kind of
It's
start.
considered better.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything around Central Florida, traditional Central Florida, where I grew up.
Yeah.
No, sir.
It's no one surfs in Daytona Beach.
Yeah, you
right?
do.
Oh, they do.
Yeah,
they do?
Yeah,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's not considered. It's not like if you get a great day there, you're like, oh, we got a great day. But they
Yeah,
have more consistently better.
New
waves.
Smyrna's really good.
New Smyrna is great.
But Satellite has its own.
So my wife was standing at Satellite Beach, and it was there must have been some storm out there. So the waves are big. I say big, but they're no one. There was a couple surfers out there, but it wasn't a spectacular wave day.
Yeah.
Anyway, she was standing there, and a wave came. She had her back turned. Tommy was in front of her, and it knocked her down on top of Tommy.
Ooh, like kook slam.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it when people fall when waves hit them.
And then Tommy's caught in the bric-a-brac of her gigantic
Swirling
mom bathing suit.
weeds, yeah.
You know,
You've
in
got
a net.
weeds and ass and sand, and it's just
Yeah. yeah. And the big frillies that is her 1920s mom bathing
Oh,
suit.
my mom, this has happened to me. My mom falls over, her oversized hat, her jumbo sunglasses, all of the ruffles, her bush is tangled in my eyes. I can't see because her bush is in my eyes.
Yeah. And then she like pinned Tommy for like a one Mississippi underwater.
You got a solid. For me, it was like my mom, not a big woman, but at this point, she's a little heavier. So we had a big mama laying on me. I'm dying.
And then I'm not joking. If you ask Tommy, he says, "I thought I was going to die."
I should laugh.
Matter of fact, and he's like, "I almost died." And then we have to tell me you didn't almost die. He's like, "Yes, I did."
He knows. He's telling the truth.
He's like, "I almost died. My mom fell on me, and she was going to drown me dead." And then I'm like, "No,
he has PTSD, so he does have some trauma." Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, because of that incident,
there's your grit.
No, I made him scared of the giant waves now. And anyway, so back to business. What I want to know, Mark, is like we were texting the other day. Oh, back to passions.
No, stick to one.
No.
Crazy.
Passion over business always.
Did I think about pills? What the hell?
I don't know, but I like it. I feel like there's two of me in here today, and I love it.
Me and Mark like plants. We're both plant men, so and he brings me some plumerias every once in a while, some cuttings. Which I noticed there was no cuttings today. Guess we're slacking a little bit.
Well, I mean, maybe put them all in my car since we're best friends now.
I did get the Gabriella plant in the mail.
That was from me, by the way. I hope you liked it.
No, that was me.
I hope you liked it. I made sure to pack that one myself.
So anyway, we text back and forth about plants and everything. Invites me surfing, but then like I was.
You keep throwing that in. Like I too would like to say that every time you get invited, I do as well. And I answer mine at least. I don't ignore them like you probably do.
I just invite everyone that won't go.
but I always reply.
That is good, by the way.
But I always reply.
You know what? Hold on. You just thought of a brilliant thing. You think of something.
It's the impossible task.
Yes.
That's why you guys are friends.
And it looks like you're like, man, this guy's generous. He invites me to everything I don't want to go to. But you know that, so it's like so you don't have to get all the boards together. Like if I actually show up, you know how much of a hassle it's gonna be. My wife's gonna be yelling.
I gotta get a bunch of foam boards for these nerds.
I'm putting like so much sunscreen on my son's face. Yeah.
We're there.
Look, everybody, powder's here.
You're constantly saving us from drowning. You're like, oh my god, I just want to surf. Why am I doing this? Anyway, so speaking of surfing, I was texting Mark about like some business.
Call Mark. It's Tom.
And when our stuff is going, the shipment's coming and all that.
That's awfully demanding.
And then Mark told me, he's like, Who
is this?
I'm off today. This was like a Thursday or something. But he's like, surf is great. So we're like, the whole company's going surfing.
Yes.
And I'm like, I've heard of this in GoPro company. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's these.
And then in Silicon Valley, what you do is like when you've made a bunch of money or you finish the app, you're like, today I hired Kid Rock to perform for lunch. And he shows up and he does bar with a bod. You got pizza, lunch, catered, or something.
Yeah. So like there's these cool, young, hip companies that just.
I can't even get you to do an end of the year dinner.
We did it one time, and you all said you hated it.
Well, it's because you invited Tony.
No, you all said you didn't want to do it, and you're better off that we just do nothing, and I give you guys a $25 Cracker Barrel gift card.
No, I asked them this year. I said, do you guys want to go out to eat with us, or you want money? And Sam goes, we want money. We hate you. I was like, fine, money.
No. And so anyway, then you were like, well, we're going surfing for today. No work today.
And I was like,
what?
It blew your mind.
Yes. And then I was like, well, we need to run our company like that where everybody has fun. And then all of a sudden, like, you show up and
Butler's surfing right now.
He's the only one having fun.
He literally is at the beach.
Yeah.
Why
he is at the beach right now.
He's the only one having fun. Well, then Anyway, how do you do it, Mark? How do you create a corporate vibe like Villain where everybody's seemingly having a good time?
But you hate fun. We're trying to bring the fun.
But how do you also wield a certain level of respect so your employees aren't always surfing instead of printing the shorts?
Yeah.
Well, those are printed somewhere else.
But I mean, they still you got to have somebody pack them up or put them in the thing. song or draw something for me. For Christ's sake, somebody do something.
You guys got a coffee truck. You're opening up now a brick and mortar
surf shop.
I mean, we haven't announced that yet, but it's
I'm joking.
You idiot. I got to cut that out now.
You heard it here. No, it's fine. It's fine.
You're changing my business plans.
This is how I ruin friendships.
Yeah.
It's an accidental dickhead.
It's good for me. I got
know.
a new best friend because you keep making mistakes.
Sorry.
Well, instead of the surf tax, I'll just send a Ron John's gift card.
So, I mean, but like, how do you build like a seemingly? And I know you guys are busy all the time, and you're busy and working hard. But it's like, when surf's up, you go out and
I think
have
what
a good time.
what he's trying to say is, how do you create a culture where you work hard and play hard? Right?
Write that down.
No, you gotta have fun. If you don't have fun, it shows through everything else. So it's like if you're having fun, what you
It's
do.
showing. Your no fun is showing, sir. Sorry,
that what it is?
sir, your no fun is falling out of your pants. And it's sad.
Is that what you need to do? Is like have more fun?
I've been saying this for a very long time.
And then everybody and then the company gets better, and then everybody's happier, and then it's like, what?
I think you figured it out.
Hold on, I was taught that you have to be miserable. You have to show up mad, and then
And the more miserable you are, the better the company does.
Yes, that's what I saw in the movies. And then the other guy, the boss was Scrooge McDuck counting his money, and he's mad at everybody.
You gotta throw the stapler.
Yeah, but that's what
Do you
I
ever get
learned.
mad at your employees?
No.
No. What if
Well,
they do something wrong?
on the inside.
How would you handle it if they did something wrong? And seriously, would you just would you let
Would
your
you
wife
publicly
handle
embarrass
it?
them?
Would you handle it?
Yeah, you bring him on the show.
Would you bring them on the
Yell at
show
them.
and dress them sideways, dress them down?
Shut the door behind them. Have them sit down.
Oh, I hate closed door meetings. I hate it when employees call closed door. I have something I got to talk to you about. I'm like, am I the boss? I don't want to talk to you. No, I don't want to handle any problems.
So, Mark, let's talk material. No, because our Tom and Dan shorts and like a lot of the villain clothing is made out of this material that I love, right? Because I was just wearing my villain, a button down, and it's made out of the same material, and it's super light, like you're wearing nothing, but it's still a button down that looks like I was wearing it out to dinner or whatever down in Marco.
You call it your invisible clothes.
It's something about wearing the lightweight bathing suit type. Like, what is that?
Well, it's actually it just happened because it's our board short material that we used from the beginning. It's 4-way stretch. It's moisture wicking. And then we wanted to get button-ups made, and we're going through samples, and I was like, it's hot in Florida. We don't want, and then I was trying to tell them just make it out of the board short material. And they're like, no, it's not going to work. I'm like, just try it, please. And now it's like our best selling. And so it's basically board short material for polos, for button-ups. It's all 4-way stretch. It's light.
Yeah, it's awesome. I have a few at the house I wear.
I'm literally so spoiled by it that when I wear boxers, I'm mad at my boxers or underwear. Like, I just want my boxers to be made out of it too, because that is like such a good material.
Could you make a cloth diaper out of it?
So, what's next for villain? I know that I may have teased the.
Jeez, you said it.
You straight up said it. You straight up put the
Why did they wear it?
You revealed it. Yeah, you literally.
I threw the idea out there.
You literally pulled the curtain off of the new thing. What is next for you guys?
Well, next we got our 16-year anniversage party coming
Congrats.
up. Oh, thanks. Saturday after Thanksgiving, we're doing bands all day long, and it's actually pretty cool. The first 3 bands are kids that cover like Sublime and Red Hot Chili Peppers, and they're really good.
That's awesome.
I want to go to that.
I want to see little
Satellite beach rats.
Yeah,
That's exactly.
Like, how old?
I think they're like between 8 to 12.
That's very young.
And they're good. They're awesome.
I think that's really cute, man. That's cool. I'd come out and support that.
And they start early. Then we have like a reggae band playing, and then we have another band.
I hope it's a kid reggae band. There needs to be more kid reggae, but I mean real reggae. No disrespect to it. I mean, they got to be little Jamaican kids.
Yeah.
Authentic.
Yeah.
And where is that happening?
It's in at Goombas in Satellite Beach. It's basically just over Pineda on A1A.
Awesome.
You've been to Goombas, right? Didn't you?
Yeah,
say
It's
you went
where
there?
the coffee truck is.
Yes.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. That's where the villain coffee truck is. Me and Mark had a business meeting there one time. Where I showed
Talking
up.
business.
Where are my free shore?
It was very much like that. Then I got as much iced coffee as I could hold. and then got in my truck and
drove away.
And spilled it, which I didn't know.
You did it still in there, isn't it?
Well, only 2 of them spilled, and it's because I put it on my GD passenger seat, and then when I hit the brakes, just the 2 not leaning against the seat just tipped over and just started onto my.
Pouring it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, goomboy.
That I use a villain shirt too.
Oh, no.
That he gave me as well. I'm screaming. My wife's texting me. Where'd you go? Because I didn't tell her.
And you're like, I'll be home in 5 minutes here in Satellite Beach.
No, she was there.
Oh, she was
Yeah,
there.
we were at the Wizard's house, and they woke up hungover. Like, where's? I snuck into the house anyway. Sorry, Mark. So these shorts will be available on TomandDan.com. And we've got a couple exercises that we ordered that you may pick up, but I have a feeling they'll be sold out. But all the new villain stuff, the new Tom and Dan villain stuff, which includes a vanity license plate, a BDM vanity license
Super
plate.
cool, yeah.
I actually have some here. I'll grab.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, awesome. Those are great.
And they'll be on there as well. So congratulations on 16
man.
years.
Oh, thanks.
It's
Yeah,
awesome.
congrats. And again, if people want to participate in your celebration, how would they, and when would be the best time, I guess, to head down to celebrate 16 years of Villain Clothing?
We're going to start early because the coffee truck opens in the morning, and we're going all day, probably till like 11-ish at night.
Dig it.
It's a Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Okay. Very
Awesome.
good. Good to know.
All right, we'll be right back.
All right, we'll continue.
To find pipes, find main line pipes when it's covered up in the drywall and the meter's covered up. I find them every time. I don't have a set of my own. I use the flag poles. You need the little flag stakes that they mark sprinklers with. I have some of those. Rip the flag part off and put it on there.
No, wait for the science. The science is coming.
And
Science is coming.
and it's not looking for water.
Yep.
It's looking for the interruption in the magnetic field.
There you go. It's the interruption in the magnetic field. He goes on and on.
No, I want to hear the rest.
All right,
I want him to embarrass
It's
himself.
looking for when you dig up for a main line here in Colorado, it's 6. You gotta be deep, and you dig up that trench, and you lay that pipe, and you interrupt that magnetic field. You put that dirt back, and that's what you're looking for. It'll find it every time. I can even stomp. Every stomp you do is a foot, and once those dowse rods straighten back up, that's how deep it is. You count your steps. Your stomps. My bad.
He added a layer to it where now he can walk the steps and stomp, and then when they line back up, he'll be like, "That's 7 feet deep. I know it sure is."
7 stomps.
Yeah, that's 7. So we got good 7 stomps right here.
Not because it's code to make sure it's 6 feet down.
No, it's because
It's because I stomped.
it's insane, dude. Do you know how many of these I have?
I know, but listen,
I would say probably 50.
I have more people that call. Well, you're not going to. The guys that don't believe in it, you're not going to call in, right? But if you use this, and this is something that it's been comforting to you, you feel cheated, right? I'm sure there's if you're really all in on it and you're a good guy, you're probably like that would affect me.
Yeah.
I'd be like, well, what the hell?
Is it
You're
okay?
shattering my world.
Yeah, it's kind of screwed up.
Well, let me ask you this: like, he felt passionate enough to call us and leave us a message.
They love the stomps.
About
The chat room loves the stomps.
about the stomps and the flag. And this is a new one where he's now finding stuff in drywall, which I wasn't aware that they could find drywall now.
Yeah.
So,
and he's a good guy. Thank you for calling. You're a great listener.
So,
I'm just
it's fine.
funning, but
but it's fascinating to me that you're like, I'm going to call these guys and set them straight. Like, Coach doesn't know what he's talking about, right? And then you
magic fool.
So you hear this and you think that, right? And then you're like, I'm going to call them and tell them about it.
Yeah.
But before you call, I would assume, and this is Daniel tells me, like, you shouldn't assume any of this. Why does this drive you crazy? That you would just like, let me just verify on the internet
Do a
real
quick
quick.
Google
Just like,
research.
so like I could know about it. Like, oh, there's some evidence that dowsing rods
I'm with you.
do detect a magnetic field that makes no sense. And why would disturbance and digging
Or
make a
let me-
magnetic field?
Yeah, but you go
Let
on the
me
internet
give him a
and find- it's like,
footnote.
what?
I always think of this. Like when I'm arguing
Stumps,
two
footnote.
wire.
Well, when I'm arguing with my wife, like seriously, if I'm arguing with my wife and I'm coming to her with a point that I want to make, I try not to do that with just blindly just yelling what I think. I usually say, well, I found it here. Look at this. You know what I mean? Like, look at this.
There's some information that's backing my beliefs.
Yeah, and that's what I think everybody should do. And then it's up to us, right? Me and her now, to her to go, like, either your source isn't reputable or, hey, this was written by, this is fake, you know. And
I found this up on MIT's website.
But
I found
at the
this on
very
Harvard's
least,
website.
what Thomas say, at the very least, something.
It goes to the problem of everything, really, where it's like you believe something to be true based on your personal experience that I was about to say trumps everything else, but that beats everything else. That is provided information online or whatever else, or like finding out from experts or whatever. Like this can easily be debunked, and has been multiple times by multiple different scientists or whatever. You could look up the.
But I can also find websites that tell me the opposite, like QMagnets.com.
Which
is telling me that
Don't start anything with Q.
That's the problem too. It's like you don't know what to trust.
Right. People don't know which sources to
pepperoni
trust.
pizza, cheese pizza.
You also trust what confirms your reality.
I'm starting to believe in that demon lady that Ari was talking about.
But you could easily, at least, even if you don't even search anything with Dowsing Garage, just search if pipes of any kind give off a magnetic field or disturbing the dirt or whatever to begin with. You can even detect.
Yeah. PVC doesn't
They
really
cannot.
have any metal. Yeah.
Nothing gives off a magnetic field except for magnets. I'm sure some other electronics.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
a lot of stuff does, but it's just,
Not that you can detect with
Mostly
two
it's metal,
wires holding in your hand.
Let's do another email.
Let's do it.
Oh,
Sorry, I was reading the chat.
You're good.
I was listening to ACT earlier this week, and you guys talked about coaching progression. I'm sure there's more that went from high school to college to NFL coaching jobs. But Gus Malzahn, is that how you say his name?
Yeah,
the
I think
UCF
that's right.
coach?
Yeah, Gus Malzahn.
He was one of those that started at high school, got a job at a small college, and relayed that job to assistant and coordinator positions at larger colleges. Eventually to offensive coordinator for Auburn and winning a national championship as the OC with Cam Newton. Mm-hmm. Then given a head coach job at a smaller college, Arkansas State, and then eventually becoming the Auburn head coach, and now at UCF. He won a national championship in college as an OC, coached in a BCS championship game as the head coach, and he will straight up tell you that he is a high school educator and coach at heart. I know there's a lot of
cool.
I know there's a lot of current NFL coaches that made their way up from college. I'm not sure of their history and backgrounds to know if they were high school coaches prior to that. Urban Meyer, I believe, coached high school before he started progressing up the coaching ladder.
Yeah, I want a career like Urban's where you're in your own bar and you're grabbing people's ass. His fingers are just wild. You have wild fingers that just go wherever you want them to.
Yeah. So what was this person's point? Is that
that a lot of them go from high school to pro.
We were saying
Yeah.
we were asking about the progression of coaches.
Like how many of them start in high school
A
coaching?
lot of them do. I know quite a few that did that.
And because it makes sense that you're working your way up through the amateur ranks, the less to learn to get the reps of how game flows go, and although I would make the argument that if you just started as an intern in the NFL and was like an intern in the special teams coach or whatever, like the Sean McVay, really.
Yeah.
It's like he started basically, his whole family was, his grandfather was a coach, right? Or an owner or something like that. But his whole family was in the NFL or whatever. So he was able to get in there as a young kid, as a ball boy, and be around it. But that would give you the ultimate experience as an NFL coach, being only in the NFL, because I'd imagine you have to run obviously there's differences in high school and colleges.
Yeah, the only one I know is Chuck Pagano, because he was our special teams coach, but he was a high school coach first, and then he was our special teams, and he ran
Does
the
he
scout
do
team.
commercials now?
Yeah, he used to be the Colts head coach.
But that's a name that's like, hey, it's me, Chuck Pagano. You're gonna love my pepperoni
I don't
pizzas.
think so. I don't think he
Find
does
them
that.
in your grocer's freezer.
He was. I think he ended his career as the Bears defensive coordinator.
The Ghost of Manu Bull reminded me of something. I had to look it up real fast. He said his favorite coaching story is when George O'Leary lied on his resume to get the Notre Dame job, and I didn't know about that. I had to look it up. It says Notre Dame coach resigns after 5 days and a few lies. George O'Leary, a former coach of UCF. I guess he said O'Leary had resigned suddenly after admitting he falsified parts of his academic and athletic background. He falsely claimed that he earned a master's degree in education from New York University. Those misstatements followed him on, and then they go through the whole thing, and then they
he was a Notre Dame's coach for 5 days, and then he got the UCF job.
it's weird that
I
you.
still think the fake high school Bishop Sycamore is
Yeah.
way better. That got on ESPN. They falsified an entire
That's
school.
pretty wild.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I can understand if you are, some like manager at Walmart and you trying to get you want to be the head manager and you're like lying in your resume or something. You're just like, what's the chances of anybody looking at this up? But like, I feel like that college coaches are celebrities at one point. Every college
they're gonna
coach
check
is
it
a
out
celebrity.
eventually.
And,
Dude, Epstein lied on his resume.
but
To get
again,
onto Wall Street.
not really a celebrity where other
you're
people.
But
not
then
gonna-
he was dealing with a lot of celebrities' money.
Yeah.
Like
but they're not
big
going to look
money.
it
But
up
that's-
because it's
that-
already too far gone.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
a
he's already
laziness.
too far along. Yeah.
People though, internet detectives and other like even especially you have rivals in going against that hate you, right? Like some people in other colleges hate everybody.
Another team's booster is definitely going to sleuth that out for sure.
and,
Yeah.
and then look it up, and then it's like, what? And then search easy internet search. Right now,
But
everything's
it's
so
like,
easy.
is he a good coach? Who cares?
Well,
Right?
he forced to
Yeah,
resign.
but you lied. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But like,
and you
why?
get caught. That's the worst part. If you
dumb.
didn't get caught, then
If
it's
you're
not a
good
big
at your
deal.
job, who cares if you
Well-
lied to get there?
Because it's weird. It shows a behavioral thing and not necessarily has anything to do with how good of a coach you are. It's like by you just doing this shows something about your character,
Yeah.
and then you're fired.
Yeah, they got the honor code at most universities, and like if you cheat, you're gone. So if
Yeah.
you violate that, that's some of these coaches. You're supposed to be
half
higher
the-
learning institutions.
Half the athletes are cheating
Oh,
to
for
be
sure.
able to play. So
yeah. Or they get classes that are garbage, like I think
like
sports management
nothing
101.
classes.
Yeah.
I guess it's the point of like, how did you not know this wasn't going to be found out? The fact that you even thought this wasn't going to be found out is suspect and makes me think you don't know how to make decisions.
Or he had someone else write it for him, and he doesn't have control over the people that are under him,
Yeah,
which shows really bad too.
Just the fact that it happened is like, all right, get out of here. I think that's what it is.
Well, Notre Dame's huge, especially because they're always on NBC. They're
Yeah,
like
yeah.
America's college team, basically.
Let's try this one here.
Hey, Tom and Dan. Quick thought. Just heard one of the new Burn pest control ads, and not doubting Burn at all, because I'm sure they do a great job, but Tom totally threw Amazon under the bus in that ad. Good luck getting Bezos to sponsor the show now. Sheesh. And remember, when you're going to make homemade tampons, don't use bug-infested Amazon boxes. Use Best Buy boxes.
So are you saying it's a bad thing, or what was his point about it? Like,
I don't know.
Was he mad that I was insulting him?
I think he's just
anybody
making a
mad?
joke.
I think he's just
Oh.
making a joke.
Oh yeah, because Amazon will never. What they will. No point.
I've started getting less boxes. Now I get more. I
Bags.
get more bags.
Yeah.
I get more like little
which is worse for the
Yeah.
environment.
Yeah, I was
The
kinda-
bubble wrap bags.
Well,
I never used
But
them,
they
though.
were wasting a lot of cardboard
Yeah.
because you'd get like one little tiny thing and they'd put it in a giant
Huge
box. And you're
box,
like,
yeah.
what is this?
Is there any other? Okay, like like those kind of like the cheap bags that we give away at our events, those drawstring bags that are made out of like some sort of cloth that can only be described as like hospital gown,
Yeah.
weaving. Like.
Yeah, but you don't want. I mean,
Could you use
boxes are
something-
better because they just disintegrate in the elements, right?
I mean, I guess I don't
You
know.
recycle them, so
Yeah, or either recycle
But I
or
thought
they're
like
not.
that box
recycling-
up there, you recycle.
I thought recycling was a scam.
It is.
It is.
I didn't think that. I thought like less than 1% of all the stuff we recycle. That's why I don't like around here. I use every can as every can, even the can that Butler has for receipts. I put trash in. Any drawer we have, I put trash in. The toilet, I put trash in.
I had a small chirper moment at the Publix.
Me, I was chirping.
No, me.
You were chirping.
I did a small chirp, and I realized that. But I was at Publix getting my stuff, and then the cashier asked paper or plastic, right? And both
You got big boobs.
the cashier and
I'm
the,
inappropriate chirper Tom.
the bag girl were obviously young, like in their 20s or early 20s, right?
Oh, no.
The bag girl may have been
flexing your biceps.
no the and
Show me your bags.
Have you heard of Samantha's mailbags?
And I said paper, please, because my wife, she wants me to only get paper because she gets mad if I get any plastic because obviously the plastic just ends up in a landfill.
Yeah. Yep. Or in a
So
turtle's mouth.
I say paper, and then the cashier said, "Oh, you must care about the environment." And then
we got an old man here.
here's where the chirper I should have just said.
Keep it moving. You should have kept
I should've
going.
been like, yes,
you told
I
me
do.
earlier.
No, you just say thank you very much. Environment,
Yes.
But instead, I was in a chirping mood apparently because I said,
Adderall kicked in.
I said, you know what's funny is that when I was your age,
I've never done that. You know what? I'm off the show now.
He's gone full old man.
Well, he's way worse than I get. Look how ready he is.
I don't feel
I've
bad about
never
Ari
done that.
He
anymore.
booger laughed, and now he's telling young teens when he was their age.
I was like, they used to the public service announcement was, hey, use plastic. The paper's killing the trees.
Yeah, that's right.
No, save the trees.
Save the trees.
They would always say,
use
save the
plastic
trees.
bags.
Use plastic. They'll never get
I
wrapped
can't
around a
believe
penguin's
you did
head.
this.
And then I'm like, back then it was like frowned upon to use paper because it was all about
We're
the trees.
killing the
and then I'm like,
trees.
oh, okay. Like I can tell they're
Local
doing.
wildlife love plastic.
And I'm like, now. And then she's like, yeah. And then some people are using those. They take their
Canvas
bags from
bags,
home.
Oh my God, it's a tire.
And then I was like, nah, I don't do that anymore.
Can I tell you?
Huh?
Can I piggyback on the bring your own bags?
Yeah.
My anxiety is so bad that I don't like using other brands' bags in a store that's not that brand. So Andrea will load me up and I'll walk into Publix with 9 Trader Joe bags. And I'm like, no, you're doing
Oh,
this.
you're like,
you're doing
brand
this
loyal.
to kill
Oh,
me.
man.
No, I'm not brand loyal. I just match the bags with the place so I don't have the
It's
sweetie
OCD crazy.
or anybody
Okay.
telling me like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know.
I do look down. I'm like putting the stuff at the Trader Joe's back, and I'm like, why don't you at Joe's?
Exactly. If you like them so
Well,
much, you go get their goddamn product. You can F out of here. You wanted a pub sub. You like those pub subs.
Only the old lady chirpers will say that. The
I don't
the
wanna-
old teens don't give a damn
I
what you
don't
shop.
like it though, and I hate it. And Andrea's like, it doesn't matter. It's just a bag, and I'm like, it doesn't matter. It's just a bag. Just like in her face.
So then, I think we got
more to the
into.
story?
I was like, well,
We're just making
You
Sam.
got into.
Sam things are so crazy.
I did say nowadays I think they make the bags, the brown paper bags, like they use like recycled pulp and stuff. There's like a
You're
different
making
way.
that up. That's what Butler does.
Recycled pulp.
Butler.
I told you they're the same person.
Oh my God, you don't know that.
Yeah, I do. I bet they do. They don't.
Yeah,
they're
I
not
do.
Cutting
I
down the
bet they do.
That's another shirt. Yeah, I do. I bet they do.
They're not cutting down the Amazon to make brown paper Publix bags. They're using some garbage wood that's recycled or some mashed up pulp or some new fancy
Some
way.
newfangled
They're using
mashed up
sawdust
pulp.
that's already been used.
Like I will say that if you use paper, you could use any amount of paper and no one looks down on you. Even like the super environmental friendly people, because they're like, that paper is used, like they recycle it or whatever.
I
Like,
love this assumption.
They're
What
not
about
killing
flyers that
they're
are
not killing.
plain?
It used to be in the '90s. Used to be like, you use too much paper, you're killing the Amazon. Like that was. I'm just saying they don't get it
Fern
from the
Gully.
Amazon.
Yeah.
I remember
They're getting it from some garbage.
I remember
wood.
we would have to, even at Clear Channel when I was working there, we'd have to, they'd make you put your scrap paper back in the printer if you were printing
Oh,
things.
God,
But there's-
double-sided.
Yeah, you got to print on the other side of that. I put it all in there because I was a rule follower, remember? Until I
he's
met
saving all the scrap paper, nerd.
until I met this guy. Then when I met this guy, I was like, this guy's cool. I'll follow him to hell.
It's just littering
I'm
everywhere.
like, like one squirt in the corner, like, ruin their drywall, just ruin everything here.
All right, you got another one, or are we out of here? Yeah, grab
I'm like,
one.
steal everything you
Oh, I
can.
got one. I got one.
Break the printer every day. 'Cause I hate this place.
Hey, what's up, TND? I was just listening to your latest Friday Free show. You guys were hitting a little bit on the horse racing and sports book betting. But, Tom, I don't know if you were aware, Florida is now live.
Yeah, he goes on to say what you already know, but I figured
with
you'd,
the Hard Rock
you
app
probably
and
want
stuff.
to. Did they update it? Is it still good? Should I put some money in there?
No, yeah, it seems to be working fine. And those of you who don't know, I guess Hard Rock Casino now has opened up their app. Like some, I think, they
got it.
passed the law, or whatever.
Yeah, didn't they get enough petitions signed or whatever?
So, I mean, it's money and corruption involved for sure.
Oh,
Like,
for sure.
like,
Yeah, I see the commercials like, don't sign the petitions for gambling. It's outside money
Now,
in the
is
state
this
of Florida.
is this?
But the tribes still control it, and I remember originally the problem, because I follow some of the gambling podcasts that talk about like the laws, and like because people are waiting for FanDuel and DraftKings to come into Florida. The problem being is there's older laws saying that all the tribes have control exclusively over all the casinos.
Is it not fascinating that our casinos are or casinos are controlled by like ancient people? Like seriously, like it. I think that's like fascinating. That it's like explaining that to an alien, I'd be like, yeah, you have casinos, you gamble, yeah, we do, but they're only controlled by these people that came originally, and then our way to like pay them back is to give them a casino. I don't know.
Believe me, there's so much money. A lot of people are mad because they're like, oh God, it was kind of like oh, whatever they want, some reparations, give them gambling.
I know, it's weird.
It's like it was an insult. It was like give them gambling, they give them the slot machines, and they could take that money.
So weird.
And then now, when it's so much more popular, it used to be way more of a faux pas and a taboo thing. And now that sports gambling, especially when it became federally legal, like there's gigantic money in it. Like the money is absurd, like insanely absurd. And like in Florida, there's a lot of money to be had. So of course, the problem being though, those old laws said you could only gamble on property. And that was the problem why they couldn't get those sportsbook apps, because they were all dying to get the apps, because then it enables everybody in Florida.
Then it's go time.
You don't have to go there.
Yeah, you're just, then driving to my aunt does, the Hard Rock, and then sit at the slots or whatever.
Or get on one of the boats and have to go out for 2 hours.
Yeah, which is stupid.
It's just stupid.
We
It's
make
just a technicality. It's a floating technicality.
It stinks in here.
You're 3 miles out?
And I gotta go 3 miles. And then like in New Orleans and stuff, they're like, you can have casinos, but they got to be floating. So they build these huge structures
in Iowa
on some old, like a huge floating platform you put a crane on or whatever.
Dumb.
And then it's like, all right, you got around the law, but this is stupid. Why are we even doing this?
Change the law.
Yeah. And so they did in Florida, and now they can have app. They're trying to repeal it and stuff. And I heard like in my gambling page, they're like, enjoy it while it lasts. They're trying to repeal it. I don't think it goes back. Like they open the floodgates.
Yeah.
And
I
agree.
Money go to the politicians. We know it.
And I think all the casinos, or at least the tribes, like agreed to pay some sort of tax. I think that's why the politicians signed it off so fast. Because they couldn't be taken 100%. Do they have to pay?
I didn't read
taxes.
I didn't read the full article.
I thought there was like sovereign nations by themselves with the tribes and the reservations.
It makes
You better
sense.
be careful what you say.
I know. I'm saying everything
if you
wrong.
get things wrong, people
I'm
are going
saying
to come for
I
your
think
head.
that. I'm not totally sure about
Well, the whole
that.
thing was to benefit these tribes for like
it was reparations kind of.
for like, hey, we stole
I just think
everything.
it's
half
weird
the
because
gambling.
reparations is like here's a look, it's a casino. I just think that's weird.
Yeah, but there's, I think with the apps, there's probably some sort of like, hey, you got to pay a percentage back to the state and we'll let you do it, because they're probably like, yeah, we'll do anything because it's a free money if you.
Usually, apps it has to do with like federal because it's crossing state lines is usually the case.
I believe that you have to fill out a thing that you live in Florida, and you have to enable your app location.
Okay.
So that's how they get around it. So as long as you're in Florida, if you go out of Florida, it will not work anymore.
Okay.
I think that's how a lot of the DraftKings and FanDuel stuff works. Is like you have to enable your location services.
Let's do one more email. If you got a quick one, we'll
All right. This
finish up.
says Dan might be an energy vampire. Hey guys, not sure if any of you watch What We Do in the Shadows, but there's a character named Colin Robinson that is an energy vampire and doesn't drink blood, but feeds off people's energy by using small talk to bore them and trolling people on the internet. If you don't watch it, then you should definitely check it out.
Good.
All right, you
He
guys.
is my favorite character in the show.
All right, I'm going to
Daniel
watch
is
it.
an energy vampire. It's true, because I'm sitting there, I'm so tired of doing
What's funny is I do-
and I'm like, I have to say it. I'm like, oh, God.
But the more I chirp, you know what? There might be something to that, because when I do chirp, like I'll chirp
You
him.
feel better?
I'll walk out, I'll chirp him, and I'll be like, "Hey, buddy, have a good rest of your day. I'll see you later. I'm going to ride the Peloton," and I'll chirp out, and I'm feeling
it
great.
raises
It's almost like I'm stealing people's energy.
You sucked my energy out. And then when you left, I was like, oh, God, I'm going to kill myself. I feel like I want to kill myself every time you talk to me. It's true. All right. Bye-bye. Welcome back to A Corporate Time. We've got a special guest. Deborah's here from Fairville Megastore. How you doing, Deborah?
I'm doing great.
So, we were talking EDC, and I need to ask everybody here a question.
Oh, you have ED?
EDC. No, I don't.
Now,
Not yet.
I knew this was going to come up when you come in here.
I'll be mad, but I'll take the drugs and all the stuff.
Yeah, why not?
And then
I take the drugs right now.
No,
No, I mean like right now. I'm on the drugs.
Nice.
So, of course, EDC just happened in Orlando, and we've been telling everybody, like, hey, if you're going to get your costume,
Do you
and
know
get
what
out
that stands
fair-
for?
Electric Daisy Carnival. I know.
Yeah.
See, none
Pop,
of-
no something.
I didn't think you knew that. The fact that you
Come
answered
on.
that
I
wasn't
know
a
that.
diss. I thought you'd get one of the words wrong.
And
Electric Chainsaw Carnival.
and I understand the music and the DJs that go there. I don't know their names per se, but I know the
I don't
like
either.
Dead Mouse, and then even what's his name? His dad was the owner of
Steve Aoki?
Aoki.
Well, those guys are old guys now.
oh, okay.
You got to get the new guys. Like those guys are like mainstream
Yeah.
2011 DJs.
But the same genre they would be at EDC in the past, right?
Yes.
So it's like similar to that, right?
yes.
So, and I saw, especially this year, it seemed like more people on my social media feeds were going to EDC, and people that
You're just getting younger.
I didn't. No, I didn't expect to go like people my age, which I thought
Yeah.
EDC was a young man and woman's game. Like I was expecting everybody to be in their teens and early 20s for EDC, and I was seeing some dads and moms head out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it really probably crosses more of those demographics than you think.
Yeah.
I know. My daughter was actually doing a clinical at a hospital, and the doctor that happened to be interfacing at the time, he was going, and I'm like, what?
The doctor. I do. I wouldn't
You know?
expect that.
We're going to hurry up with this heart transplant. I've got a
Yeah.
So
kick-ass light show in my future.
So, walk me through the night. So, I decide to go to EDC with my wife, right? And then,
Oh,
so,
yeah. Get out the cigarettes.
so,
Buddy.
so first I got to get my.
You need boots. First thing you need,
Yeah.
you need lime green furry boots.
Like, because I can't just dress in like shorts.
You got to dress like the
sandals.
Ultimate Warrior.
You can,
WWE.
but you'll stand out.
You got to
Okay.
dress like Ultimate Warrior, Randy Macho Man Savage. You got to be neon colors. You have to be shredded. Like you got to have like all kinds.
tassels?
You have to have tassels. You have to have glasses, pageantry, maybe some body paint. You need to have leg warmers. You need spandex. You need green boots.
So you have to dress up, right, Deborah?
You don't have to, but again, like my friend Derek, he was telling us this past weekend that he had gone a few years ago, and he was just in a black T-shirt and jeans, and he said everyone there thought he was working the festival. They were like handing him like
Oh, yeah,
gear
yeah,
to
yeah.
like load
Security,
on stage.
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, you could.
Yep.
So but it's like going to a Halloween party not dressed up,
Right,
Okay.
exactly.
It's frowned upon.
Yeah, yeah.
So what if I want to do the least because I'm not dressing like Macho Man?
Put
You
on
know what I'm
a light up cowboy hat, like
No.
we had light up cowboy hats, by the
Goddamn.
way.
Do you still have any?
yeah.
I don't know if we still have any, but
Tom, we got to run
Come
down.
No,
on.
and
I'm
get
not
you.
doing that. I'm just because of
You
the
look
past.
like a
I'm not
gay
doing
It's turning into your past. Just
I'm not
embrace it.
not turning. No, what can I? But what can I do as a sensible?
Well, I know
no
it's-
fun.
I don't
dad?
think sensible is the right
Why
word.
don't you? Why don't
Can
you
I
just
wear-
wear? You like little shorts?
So
Follow
that'll
me.
work.
Yep.
Little
Okay,
shorts,
all right.
headband,
Yep.
no shirt, body paint.
Yep.
Yes.
You're
Yep.
lean now, dude. I think you could do it.
Okay, so little shorts, headband. I get
Little
behind
shorts
that.
and headband. You already wear that anyway.
yeah.
And right here-
I'll wear a tight shirt. I'll just wear a
No.
tight shirt. I
Mesh
don't want to go
tank
no.
top.
Mesh
no,
tank top
not mesh.
would work.
Okay, how about tank top with 2 holes cut out so your boobs hang out?
No, that wouldn't.
Neon tank top.
Neon tank top.
There we go.
So
We sell Tom and Dan neon tank
Oh,
tops.
there you
It's
are.
true.
now I understand, not for everybody.
You gonna twirl?
But
How's your twirling?
for
Because you got to twirl when you go to this.
the way I like to party, and I'm guessing other people, you have to take ecstasy. That's the only thing I
Oh,
know.
I
It's
didn't
like,
realize.
you don't
have to be tripping.
It will make you twirl better.
Yeah. Because ecstasy is what I know as a stereotypical drug involved.
I heard
with
you
these
singing that
festivals
this
there.
morning. This guy sitting at his desk. He's like, a little bit of ecstasy. A
So
little bit of you and my.
I've never done ecstasy. I imagine it takes a couple hours
it's
to kick
Molly
in.
now.
It is Molly,
Yeah.
yeah.
So what does it take? About the same time as an edible kicks in? I'll take that too. I like those.
No,
You're
don't
gonna
take 'em both.
overdose, man.
Don't take 'em
no,
both.
no, this is
Don't
weed.
take 'em
That's
both.
the
I
thing.
think you should pick something. Pick weed? Or
Yeah, one or the other.
So I'll take weed because I'm too scared to take ecstasy because in the
God.
90s they're like it'll fry your brain and I still have to second.
You just gotta stay hydrated.
And then, yeah, I'm bad at staying hydrated.
You gotta make sure you test it in front of your dealer.
So-
That's what I used to do. I was like, you test that in front of me.
Here's the
I shouldn't be saying
major issue for me because I'll get behind all that. Tiny shorts, ecstasy, I'm all on
Tiny
board.
shorts, XC, look at what you're gonna see.
So
I thought you were rapping.
the problem for me is that once I'm in the field and then
You're
the
twirling.
the DJ's playing and then I'm in like a crowded, I imagine it's kind of like I've been to like, concerts before. It's crowded. You're like nut to butt standing there. And then
Don't say that in front of Deborah.
they're
please.
playing the house music,
Yeah.
and they're doing the whole thing. What do I do? Just
Twirl,
watch.
you twirl.
I'm not a twirler. And then that's
There's a lot of jumping.
Yeah,
There's a
you
lot
can
of
jump.
movement.
You can march. You can march. March.
Don't
march,
do that,
march.
Tom.
what fun is that to me? Like, is that fun? Just standing there
To some
dancing?
people, to my friend
lot of
Rebecca,
headbanging.
my friend Rebecca
What am I
said it's her
doing?
favorite thing in the world. She said went all 3 nights. She's
And
like,
then-
this is my favorite thing in the world.
And then it's the dancing with the other people. Is it the ecstasy? What is it?
I asked her. She was not able to articulate it, but it's her
I
favorite thing.
need it written
It's
down.
their favorite thing. They love
What
it
is
more
it?
than they love their own families.
Is it the dancing with the people? What is it?
Well, I think so. And that energy, and I mean, it's the pageantry of it all.
Yeah,
and,
yeah. It's a spectacle.
it is a spectacle.
It's a
Yeah.
show. There's visually, it's like, and I think there's probably some sort of serotonin dump because you're watching all the things and you're like, I don't know. You don't have to be on drugs to be at that, but I mean, I think being altered in some way could, depending on how you live your life, could.
You're
be
waiting in the
good or
long
bad.
line for
Funnel cake.
alcohol. Do they have like fair food there?
I
What is
don't
it?
know. What do
Is
they
it
have for food there?
I don't
Does
know.
anybody know?
Like I don't think anybody eats on ecstasy, right? Like you're grinding your
Norm
teeth.
does.
Orange juice.
Norm does.
Orange juice.
Oh, orange, yeah.
You
It's
got
like
orange
so.
juice.
It's like
A
there's not
lot
that
of
much
water.
food. Is a place to sit down. Like what else am I doing?
What do you
like, I
want a
don't
picnic table at EDC? Oh, I'll be near their picnic tables.
Well, I know there are
You're too
rides,
old, bro.
right?
You want a picnic
God,
table.
You're too old.
Because I'm not even that old, but I assume everybody else like you.
I'm not going to EDC. I'm doing the after hours tour.
I'm seeing the other
get too afraid.
dads my age, and they went, and I'm like, "Are you dancing around? Are you
they're
grinding
twirling.
your wife? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you grinding with other people? Like, then I'm back in. Then I'm like, all right, so I can go there and I can just
Tribal grind.
tribal grinding. See, now you brought me back in, and you're like,
grinding.
you can go here, get on ecstasy, and then just start tribal grinding.
Everybody.
with a bunch of
Other grinders.
other grinders, which I'm like,
In the tribe.
girls in their late 20s,
Yeah.
like tripping too, and then I'm tribal grinding.
You might find some older people in there too.
And then my
Hey,
wife
look
is
at
tribal grinding, which I imagine with like an old guy with long, stringy white hair and a light up top hat. And
that.
he's
Long, stringy white hair.
like I see those guys.
Like God, what is she?
I see
She's
the
now
old men
dancing
that go-
with Yanni's second keyboard player, that Asian guy with the long white hair.
Every old man I see at EDC is super skinny Birdman chest with a light up top hat.
Nice.
And I'm like, you are a homeless person at Key West.
Okay, no, every he's
sure.
Saved
he
it all
is
year.
right.
Yeah.
Every old man at EDC,
Yeah.
oddly enough, is also every old man at Millennium Mall.
Well,
At anything, there's always a skinny old man who's
Yeah.
slightly homeless at every festival.
But they're like free and they take drugs and they've been a hippie, like they're left over from the hippie era and they go to EDC.
No generation claimed them,
Right.
so they just kind of
yeah.
danced around, But anyway,
Anyway,
there you go.
Sorry, Deborah.
We're gonna go next year, buddy. You and
So
me.
definitely come to us because we had so much success and had so much great product. We are going to amp it up even bigger and better next year for our EDC and other stores too. We had some selection at the Cape and iDrive, but let me tell you, that iDrive store is going to have a lot more merch that deals with EDC. It's
Sam, plan this down, and I'm dead serious about it. Write this down so we don't forget.
Okay.
We will go and we will get outfitted.
Oh, yes.
And we will buy
outfit
tickets
you.
to the
We'll be
first
official.
day.
Yeah.
Right? And then we'll just go. We'll just go and experience it fully dressed, body paint, whatever we're going to do.
Yeah.
Is there tribal grinding?
Consensual tribal grinding.
There will be
yes.
consensual tribal grinding.
Well, it's like everybody goes to this area is consenting
Yeah, down
and
with the
tribal,
grind.
down, tribal grinding.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I was like, now
Yes.
you're starting to sell me. Anyway.
Okay.
All
So,
right.
Deborah, what do we got here?
Well, I want to talk a little bit about Black Friday, which is coming up. Yes, and Fairville does participate. Typically that Black Friday through Cyber Monday isn't such a big thing for our stores, but we wanted to make sure that people were thinking about it.
Sure.
So on Black Friday itself, everything black in the store is 10% off. And then we have other specials. But what's really cool is that some of your favorite brands, some of the brands that we've talked about a lot here, Fun Factory, that's a very high-end German brand,
Yeah.
and also the brands under the Wow Tech umbrella, which is Womanizer, WeVibe,
yeah.
Pure Lubricants, Arcwave. So those are all 20% off Black Friday through Cyber Monday. And they're also on sale online.
Let me speak for a second on the quality of the Womanizer product. Just took that thing out the other night, plugged in my USB and recharged it, and we've given this thing it's like a rental car at this point. And that thing never fails, dude.
Yeah,
It is so well made. I understand now why these Womanizer products have sold so well in your stores, because it's just a darn fine product. It's just real, and I don't even have the good one. There's like 2 more versions. I have like old technology. When have you known me to have old technology?
That is weird for you.
I know. I got like the old wood grain Womanizer. Now they got like a laser.
They've
Womanizer.
got a premium one, and they just released and updated their just their signature model in new colors, and it's improved. So there's, of course, we're going to carry it. We have those in stock, and so you have to come and check it out.
There
So
you
it's
go.
something in every price point. But what's really cool are the kits that we've invested in, and when you can get 20% off a WeVibe or Womanizer kit, like that's really significant, because these are $200 kits. So
Yeah.
it's a great opportunity. So we have the Silver Delights kit again this year, which also happens to be black, with a black Tango bullet, and then the really nice high-end Womanizer product inside. So these are just one of the most wonderful kits.
That's awesome.
We've actually had this kit last year, and they brought it back, so we're really thrilled that that's going to be.
I can actually vouch for that product. That is exactly what I have. Just doesn't look that cool.
Yeah.
Mine is white. Mine's a standard. I got the standard. I got the boring old standard.
Go premium. I feel like
you
if I
got to. Upgrade.
normally in life, if someone wants me to upgrade anything, I'm so disillusioned by upgrades. I'm always like,
Get
no
the warranty.
upgrade.
Yeah, like, I don't want nothing.
It's like
How
the
about
used-
the rental insurance?
Yeah.
You can go after yourself. I don't need that.
Yeah, I think a rental car agency ruined it for the upgrades, because it's like we've been
That's a good
conditioned.
upgrade.
If you're gonna upgrade with the Womanizer. Get the premium. It was like, I want the standard. No, you want the premium.
Let's get the premium.
Especially for what you're doing with it.
No, this is a WeVibe, right?
This is a WeVibe kit. It's called the Date Night Kit. It's brand new.
That's his and hers.
Yes. So it's, but of course, you could use this just on a toy. It doesn't have to be a penis owner. But it's got 2 really awesome products. One is called the Nova, which is we call it a dual stimulator. So it kind of has this really soft, flexible arm that is on the outside. And so it basically applies constant contact to the outside of the female's body, while also has a section that goes internally. And it's amazing.
Yeah, that thing's
amazing.
There's a lot going on there.
Super high-end silicone. It's so soft to the touch. And this is a beautiful deep green. So it's not available in this color normally, and this is a limited time.
For Black Friday. And am I correct? And WeVibe was one of these companies that you always liked, because they were able to come out and do what a lot of the bigger companies were doing, but keep their price point like very like a value, right?
Well, I would not call them a value brand, but I think because these are app enabled, the item that you have in your hand, that's a C
dope.
ring for it's called a Pivot is the brand.
The Pivot. That's what we have to do with all of our business ideas.
That's right. So the Pivot. what's neat is these items are app enabled. So with WeVibe, they're the leader in technology, I would say, when it comes to
Very cool.
They were one of the first to come to the market with app technology on their items, and I love this date night kit. So I would say absolutely take advantage of the 20% and come get it while we have it, because this is something that I know will sell out and we won't be able to get anymore.
Now, I was going to mention the ring because the silicone does stretch out because Tuna Can Dan over here. This is like
embarrassing.
I call this size Shaq's pinky finger. The regular. Anyway, I never in my entire life, because I've heard a lot of women talk about all these products and how much they enjoy them and critique them or whatever. And maybe it's just men in general, but never talked to any of my friends or anybody, even a listener, that were into the C-ring as much.
I feel like it's an old school thing that's now coming back.
But it's got to be popular.
Yeah.
I think before it was a battery operated with a little power slot, corded bullet that got slid into this really.
Yeah, you're plugged
cheap,
into the wall like an Xbox. It's like it's weird.
So it's definitely been improved, updated, and also, look, it's a great thing to help with those folks who don't want to get there too quick.
Yes.
So they want to make sure that there's proper constriction. I think that the rings you'll see now, they're a little bit wider and differently shaped, so they're more comfortable.
From what I've been told, too, it can also assist in keeping your broom pointing towards the sky, if you know what I mean.
Exactly.
To me, it falls into the category is these things have standed the test of time.
That's a 100-year-old invention. Seriously, it is.
Yeah.
And because they still make them and they're still popular, I'm like, what am I missing out on? That's all I think about. I'm like, so many people must love these that I'm missing out on it. It's got to be good, right? It's a percentage good that I'm missing out on.
It's not like they don't. It's not like they haven't sold one. They're continuing to sell hundreds, thousands.
Yep.
I think that's. I'm probably like most people, where they just get so used to the standard and never venture outside the standard. And there's so much better. If you go,
I'm on some new levels lately.
if you learn how to ski, you're not going down the same run every single time, right? You're trying different things. You're like, I've been trying Black Diamond. Oh, too much for me. But at least I tried it. And there's people going down the Black Diamonds who are like, well, they like it.
Some people are bored of the Black Diamonds. They go to the brown diamonds.
They go anyway. What do we got next?
Okay, and by the way, those are waterproof toys too. So
Yeah.
a little shower fun, or whatever you might.
I
have.
would wear that. in
I
the
don't need
shower.
mine to be waterproof, by the way. I was just putting it out there.
I need mine to be dry proof. You got
There's
anything
no
that's
water
sand proof.
And before we leave Wow Tech and specifically Womanizer, if you are ready to update or upgrade, like you've had the actual Womanizer and you're like, okay, that's been fun. We also make what's called a duo. So there's an internal arm, and the external piece actually has that air technology.
What?
Yeah.
Is that a one-woman womanizer?
And of course, this one's sealed. I don't know, but we can cut it open. You can look at it.
It looks
But
like a
it's-
microscope.
Yeah, you don't have to take it out, but is that like the regular womanizer can be used by your partner or by said woman who is using it, right? Is this one, am I correct in thinking that this could be mounted and
it's an
I don't
internal
know how to
arm.
there you go.
It is an internal, so it is a dual stimulator. It's just instead of having a vibration on the external portion, it's the air pleasure technology. So you have vibration on the inside and air pleasure on the outside. So
the air pleasure is where it's at, guys. That's
they
the part
like
I'm talking
to say
about.
that it creates a blended orgasm.
I wonder
You okay
if,
with that?
I thought there was only one. I didn't know there's different kinds. I don't know blended anything.
Yes.
I thought it was
I've heard of blended families before.
so the red
Apparently,
light, green
blended
light.
orgasms create blended families.
I thought it was on-off scenario. I don't know. There's levels, or is on a spectrum.
you got to go to the next level, man.
Yeah.
That's cool. Man, womanizer gone crazy.
Yeah, they really have.
Deborah, do you think most people use these things alone, or with their
That's
partner?
a great question, man.
Because and I'll just tell you what I think.
Okay.
I think it has to be most people use them alone, and the only
Not
reason.
my house.
Well, yeah. Well, you're also the anomaly with all of us.
Well, no. The
Not
only
in my house.
like,
You're the anomaly.
like in your
Although,
house.
I don't know, we gotta ask Bowen.
because you got them, and I
It's a
got 'em.
tutu. I have the answer.
My wife would prefer that I be there to. I'm like the crane operator, you know what I mean? Like I'm turning things on, making sure things are charged up, you know?
I'm just, and this is where I come up with this conclusion, because when I'm watching videos, sometimes doing research,
It's not research.
And-
It's not documentaries.
every once in a while,
They are.
I'll land on a video where they have a fleshlight involved, which is the male equivalent of, let's say, a womanizer, right?
Oh, I'm getting auto blow commercials on every video.
Oh, I bet you
even
are.
on YouTube, on
Yeah.
like even on places they
They're-
shouldn't be.
Let me tell you.
They're pumping money into it,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Yep, they're very smart.
And then I'll see in those particular videos sometimes, and a lot of times it's a stepsister. I'm sorry, Deborah. I'm just telling you the plot of the show.
Oh, my God.
I'm telling you the plot of the show. And then the stepsister is utilizing the fleshlight on the stepbrother, right? And when I watch it, I'm like, that probably rarely happens. Not even with the stepsister scenario. I'm just saying, with anybody. I'm like, most of the time, and because in my mind, it's Norm by himself in the bathroom hiding from his wife.
I would venture to guess that most of the time when you're dealing with those types of products for men that we're talking about, like the fleshlights, those are typically used by the individual by themselves.
Yeah.
But
That's Tom at a truck
it's not
stop.
all the time. And I'm really glad it's going to be a good lead into the next product I brought.
He's
but,
good at this.
Yeah, thank you.
He's a pro.
But as far as women using products or anybody getting a new item, I always tell them, experiment a little bit on your own so you get comfortable with that, and then have fun with your partner. I mean, that's not necessarily, you don't have to do it that way. Sometimes it's fun to just rip into the package and then, let it fly.
That's what we did. We did like, let's try it. Oh, you do it. Oh, feel it. It was like that. It was like a discovery thing. It's like, ooh, I'll try that. Are you like that? It was like that.
Well, and see, that's the key. I think as long as you have
Look
good
how
communication,
Like I'm
and then
crazy.
you guys are giving and taking. You're letting each other know what you like, what you don't like. Sometimes people aren't that progressive with
Well, I
their
put it on me. I
communication.
put it on the tip of my nose. I put it on my nipple. Put it on my knee.
But that's super important. But we try not to gender the toys. You can use them however you feel, and whatever kind of experience you want.
I wonder if that's becoming easier for toy companies because, now they're like, oh, thank God we don't have to do 2 sets now.
Yeah.
We're just going to do 1 set, use it how you want it.
Yeah, pretty
It's just
much.
better that way,
Yeah,
I think.
absolutely.
What is this now?
So, kits are really big for the holidays. And Fun Factory is a German brand. They're
Fun Factory.
They're so awesome. They're doing a really great campaign for their anniversary. Everybody wants a German ride.
Is that
their
their
slogan?
Oh, I love
Yep.
that. They should get with Holobox.
And so they have the Blow and Glow kit. And I'll let you use your imagination on that.
like blowing out a candle.
Yeah. So it
What?
comes with.
I'm sorry. My old black grandmother just walked in. Excuse me, baby. What are you doing? Did you hear that?
I'm commenting.
I heard it.
So
You were doing the Kanye, the new album. That's the Kanye.
So I don't even know where to begin with that. Yes, it's
Awkward.
true. So we have the Manta, which is actually designed for.
Wow.
Yeah. Again, this could be used on your person by your
Sure.
partner.
That's a sniper holder. That's like the thing you put your gun on when you're trying to...
Has a travel
What are
lock,
you-
by the way.
That is
So that it is a masturbation tool. And so this is
For who?
So look,
I am the god now.
I'm going to see if I can say this in a PC way. So blow and glow. Let's just say you're, want to get busy with
Right.
some oral action, and sometimes you want a little helping hand. And this is what that is, a little helping hand.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It's, you basically...
Freeze.
It vibrates. It's silicone. You add a little lubricant to it, and it's got.
That's
It looks
amazing.
like wings. They call it the Manta for a reason. It kind of looks like a
It's also,
actual
you know what it
animal.
reminds me of? It reminds me of an old Shure SM58 mic stand. You slap the mic down.
Yeah.
Good night, Cleveland!
Well, there's certain rock stars that will they'll unscrew
Yeah.
the bait, and
And they'll hold that.
and they'll hold the tip
called
of
the
the
Freddie
mic.
Mercury.
Yeah, the Freddie Mercury. This is what this is basically.
Yeah, there you go.
You're, but also, could anybody tell me? Now, will this make the okay? So with
Landmines.
So say
Squid Game.
So say my wife is using this, right? And she already. I'm just putting words in her mouth, but she.
Hey!
She
Nice.
already doesn't want to be doing what she's doing, right?
Yo, I'm dropping words in your mouth, son.
Like she either owes me or this is some sort of duty that she has to fulfill.
Like my daughter picking up Maggie the
Handmaid's
dog's
Tale.
doo-doo with an napkin.
Like, you don't want to do it, but you can't leave it in your neighbor's yard, so you have to.
And then my daughter looks at me and says, yuck,
so,
that's so gross.
so, and then she has this, right, which
Yeah.
is propping up the
It's
sniper
like a
rifle.
stick you poke a bloated alligator with. Like, boop, boop, is he dead? Is he dead? He's dead.
So then is she going to complain because she's like, well, I'm already don't want to be doing this, and now it's vibrating. You see what I'm saying? Like, so
it might
does
help
that
her.
make it better?
That's what I was going to say. I think it might
Remember, we
help.
have a kit. So
Yeah.
we have another one of these C rings here
Like-
that has some pretty amazing vibration that
That thing's
you
got
can use independently or you can use
Okay,
it.
Deborah, I'm sorry, but I've never seen a C
I
ring
got
with
an
an
idea.
LED screen on it. That is insanity.
When I'm well, let me explain it like this. When I'm on vacation,
touch screen?
I don't want to put my Sonic hair.
Okay.
Yeah, just push that little. It's actually the button, so push it. And
Oh, whoa.
yeah, right.
Oh, that-
two little motors.
I
It has little ears. So just think of that's kind of
That's too fast, though.
well.
I don't know if I could. Try that, buddy.
So
Put your finger in that.
when I go on vacation, I don't bring my Sonic hair because it's too big and to fit in my dock kit. So I bring a regular travel toothbrush, and then when I'm using it on vacation,
The one where you make the handle out of the thing it goes in.
yeah.
right?
So I'm using the standard toothbrush on vacation, and I'm brushing my teeth, and I'm like, well, this is less aggressive than the vibrating Sonic hair. But the Sonic hair works better. But I do enjoy. I'm like, regular toothbrush is like less.
Sometimes you got to enjoy the simple things.
So then, is that going to be the same Sonic hair to the regular?
Oh, you mean like it's ruined it for
Yeah.
you?
Well, no, I'm just saying for my wife, she's getting the Sonic hair. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do
Which
see what
is
you're saying.
maybe more of a pain for her.
Well, you don't want that all the time.
Well, listen, you can use that by yourself too. There's nothing saying that you have to use
But it
that
could
by.
also facilitate you to finish faster, which is probably better for her, right? If she doesn't want to do it, get it over fast.
That's true, but I like to
is
take my time because I know she hates it.
slow. I'm like my grandfather
I feel like we better get to the rest of the kit before we go.
Just draw it out because I'm like,
Oh
this
my
is what
God!
you-
It's like sitting at Cracker Barrel with my grandma. I'm like, we've been here for 4 hours.
Yeah.
4 hours.
So this is the kind of thing that that I've been waiting for. Is the technology
A robot hand.
to get to the point where I'm like, this could be something I've been missing all my life. And if
What's the grip strength on that?
because what if you use it is you're
big
like,
does
this
it
is
go out?
25% better than the regular. Like you've been missing out 25% enjoyment your entire life.
Look at that.
Wow,
Oh,
that's
grip the
actually pretty
bubbly.
impressive.
Yeah, I did not.
my God.
I did not think it would grip a
No,
bubbly.
this thing going. Look at that.
Wow.
Don't stretch it out.
I'm good. Hey, how you doing? Just vibrating my soda. It works. That's
Nice.
amazing.
Yeah, well, don't
Now we
stretch
have a
it
whole
out.
new technique of showing it too.
Put a belt around it now to use it.
It's like the old crazy glue commercials where they'd glue the guy's helmet.
Oh, I remember
under
that.
the beam, and then
Yes.
they make him stay. And they're like, "Look, I'm glued." He's like, "Look at me, it's holding me."
Yeah.
You remember those, Tom?
Yeah, no, I hear that.
Probably before your time. They don't do stuff like that with products anymore.
No.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time. Where do you guys? Are you guys big breakfast folks?
Yeah, I like breakfast.
Yeah, like I like breakfast too. My family likes breakfast more than me, though.
It's my least favorite meal.
Yeah,
I just eat it because I have to.
I think I'm a lunch man, which is weird because I think out of all the stops on when you're
I
eating.
just don't like traditional breakfast type foods.
That's okay. Yeah, I'm sort of anti-egg right now, but I go through egg phases. But my wife and daughter are huge on the breakfast. So I'm listening to SBK's podcast yesterday, and he brought up something that I normally don't think about. But he brought up the fact that and I am very much in line with his way of thinking, he despises small breakfast linked sausage. He is a patty sausage man.
All right.
I am a patty sausage man.
If it's a sandwich, I need a patty.
Yes.
But if not, don't care. Don't care enough. Could be either.
Okay. Butler, link sausage, patty sausage.
I'll go patty.
Patty. I think most people are patty sausage people. By the way, courtesy.
He's a Linkman. I knew it.
This is courtesy of SBK. Check out his podcast. But I'm stealing something he talked about.
And
you're a Linkman. That's surprising to me. Maple Link or standard Link?
Well,
because there's two kinds. There's regular Link sausage.
Yep.
There's Maple Link.
I'll tell you, this is how I came up with it, because when you first asked, I thought to myself, well, I don't care.
Now, Tracy just went nuts. She goes, Link on a plate, patting on a biscuit. That sounds like an old rhyme that you tell your kid. Link on a plate and a patting on a biscuit. Come on in.
That's my move. Same, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it makes
everybody.
sense.
Now, I am anti-Link sausage, and maybe this might break up our show.
So,
I am anti-Link sausage like SBK. We are anti it. That is garbage sausage.
I look at it like it's the same tastes the same, whatever. So it shouldn't matter. But
my God, man, you're crazy. The casing changes the whole flavor of it.
When I'm at a buffet, like a cruise or some sort of hotel where I'm like, I have a breakfast buffet.
When you're feeling your chungus, right? When you're at a buffet, you're all chungy in.
And then I scoop the eggs, and they're always watery. I like it extra.
They're powdered. You just add water to powdered eggs.
I like extra watery and slimy eggs. I get a big pile of those, and then
disgusting.
If it's a fancy enough buffet, or like a cruise has this too, because they have a lot of options, they will have two different options of sausage, and they'll have the patty and the link.
Yeah.
And I remember I will go to the link.
Why?
I don't know. At a buffet, I just am gravitated towards the link.
Patty sausage is more flavor. Link sausage, you got a casing on the outside, and it's like a slimy casing.
The way it tastes,
it's like little fingers.
Any logic behind your argument is null and void to why I'm attracted to the link. I don't know why. I'm just attracted to the link.
But
I think it's because
it's an inferior. It's a poor person's sausage.
Yeah, but it's a phallic
hot dog.
I'm
little breakfast dog.
Anything that's phallic, I am more attracted to.
Okay,
all right.
That's true. I'm that way too.
For power, not for gay.
I'm out of that just pure curiosity.
I'm in both.
For me, I'm just about curiosity. Well, like when I see anything, I'm like, I wonder if I can put that in my mouth and push it all the way back to the back of my throat without gagging. I like to challenge myself in life. Yeah. Every day is a new challenge. Yeah. I look around, I look at different things. I look at a statue. I'm like, I wonder if I can put that statue's arm in my throat all the way to the back, flicking my uvula.
How do those girls do the clown balloon all the way? That's
a trick.
They biting it and then letting the air out as they push it down?
No, they're hiding the rest of the balloon in their hand.
Is that how did they do it?
It's a sleight of hand.
I thought it was like it is.
It's not going all the way in because then the tip of the balloon would get in their stomach acid and it would pop.
Dumb old man gets tricked by balloons.
Come on, I know they're not. It's not going all the way in. I just thought that they put it in their mouth and then they create a hole.
That's possible too. I can see that.
Or in their mouth side, and as they they're deflating it, so it looks like it's going.
But then they pull it back out.
Oh, yeah.
So were they blowing it up real fast?
I'm saying really dumb things today.
I like it. Turning me on.
You're transitioning into dumb old man.
Every dumb thing you say, I just want to put you in my mouth.
So, how are they doing that trick?
I have no idea.
It's probably the balloon rubber, and it is gaining girth and filling up somewhere in their esophagus. You know what I mean? Like it's backing up.
No.
Yeah.
That's not how they do it.
Well, then how? Then
he asks you how they do it, and when you try to give him one example, nope, that's not it.
Well, I don't even know if that's so true. I'm just saying that's what I think happens because it's like anything that's rigid but not fully rigid, like a hot dog. But if I was putting a hot dog, pushing it into your hand, the hot dog would at some point its true form, or the form that it's currently in, would
smush.
It would be smushed, and it would still fill up all the crevices within my hand, and I could pack it in there. I think that's what they're doing with the balloon in the air.
But I don't think the clown balloons won't like fill up on one side to the point where it'll take all the air of the entire balloon. You know what I'm saying? Like
there's not enough.
They won't expand. Like,
they don't have enough give. They'll just pop. You think?
That's what I assume based on my knowledge of clown balloons. Like you blow up a clown balloon and it's and there's always that little tip where it's like a floppy tip or whatever. And then I know you could
the nipple on the end.
You squeeze air into that.
Yeah, that's called the Ron Jeremy. When you do that. And you can't say that anymore because he's a horrible person.
It's the poodle tail. You squeeze a little.
I like Ron Jeremy better than poodle tail.
But I mean, for sure, we just looked this up.
Why don't we call it Jeremy the Poodle? Because I feel like that's a hybrid.
Still in jail, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
forever. Right?
Forever. Yeah, he's done. What were we talking about? Where am I going here? Oh,
sausage.
Breakfast sausages. I think we're done with that, right?
How do you feel about Canadian bacon?
I mean, I like it. I like all breakfast meats. I'm a breakfast meat guy. I'll even do link sausage. It's not my favorite. It's inferior sausage to me. I like Tennessee Pride spicy sausage. That's what I like, the hot. But they don't sell it anymore.
I will tell you.
They sell Jimmy Dean, and Jimmy Dean isn't spicy enough.
I like
dumb old man.
The smaller wrinkled link sausage compared to a big old thick boy. Because sometimes
you like smoked sausages. You use those for breakfast. You use like
little smokies,
but that is not a traditional breakfast meat.
No,
that's a traditional Christmas meat that your grandma puts grape jelly in a can of barbecue sauce and puts the weenies in there, and then she thinks it's some sort of amazing gourmet treat. It's not. It's garbage.
Like every once in a while, I'm on like a fancier hotel that has like a nice breakfast buffet.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And then I go to it, and because they're fancy, they feel it. They feel the need to have a fancier link sausage.
Yes.
And then I open up the silver thing, and then they got big old thick boys in there, and I'm like, oh god,
yeah, it's too big.
They got the thick boys. Just have the wrinkled small links.
Wrinkled
not the big thick boy.
You like them rankle links, the little rankles.
Yeah. No need for the big thick boys.
Well, none of this would happen if you had the patties. Like a good American would have patty sausage. Patty sausage is the better sausage.
I'll go with.
Can you put links on a breakfast sandwich?
You can if you slice them in half and then lay them on their tummies.
Oh yeah, who wants to lay
I do
their?
that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if all I have is links, yeah.
Under the same argument of the big thick boy links and the small shriveled links,
wrinkled links,
they have the patties. Sometimes they have the big old thin coaster patties.
I like a coaster patty.
And then
better for a sandwich.
Sometimes they have a smaller thick patty. Like a
hockey puck.
Like a mini hockey puck. Yeah. So what do you like?
I like somewhere. I make my patties bigger and flatter because I like them to take up the circumference of the English muffin or biscuit I'm putting it on. There's nothing I hate more than when I put a sausage patty on a biscuit and the sausage patty is about the size of a quarter. That's the dumbest thing in the world.
Yeah, but sometimes, and I notice this with the cheaper hotels, they will offer a patty option to the breakfast.
Yeah.
And it's a abnormally large, flat patty.
That's the big great value.
That's a pre-made.
Cheapo.
That's a computer patty.
It's a cheapo patty.
No, it's
with
made
all
out of a
floppy.
machine. No, that's not a handmade patty. I do a handmade, not overly held either, because you don't want to render that fat with your hands. I'm getting it. I put it down. Put it in there. My mom would never smash out the patties. She would just take the sausage and put it in there and just kind of let it cook. So it's like she's cooking meatballs. They're like round. I'm like, come on, Mom.
All right.
Use your noggin.
We're talking breakfast, so we got to talk about beans and the Brits.
I like beans at a breakfast.
Butler, get in here. Let's talk
like
about
beans at breakfast. I like it.
Now, what does it complement? The
It's
eggs?
proteins. It's got a savory
I think
flavor.
people put it on toast.
Yeah,
right?
you put it on beans on toast. Yeah, man.
Like a bean sandwich.
Yeah. It's beans on toast. There's a song about it in Peppa Pig.
Is that, do we want that?
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I like beans.
Here's how I know we don't want it.
And I like baked beans. I will eat baked beans at any meal. I think baked beans are the only food I can eat at any meal.
I feel like if we wanted that, we would see more baked beans being offered in traditional American breakfasts.
It's not an American thing.
No,
though.
it's not an American thing.
but
And you guys are ignorant. You don't like flavor. You like link sausage. You're not going to have beans in it. If you go to a man's house and he has link sausage, you ain't going to find no beans.
Well,
Closed-minded.
I know it's not traditional American, but if it complemented the flavors,
It
then
does.
we would have adopted it. That's all I'm saying.
Not true. Smoked sausage is smoked meat. Sausages, bacon, that's all smoked meat. Smoked meat and baked beans go hand in hand.
I know.
This is incorrect.
No, I understand that we eat beanie weenies and we eat smoked meats.
I love...
When's the last time you've had Beanie Weenies?
Dude, like a month ago. I'm a trashman. I make no bones about the fact that I will cut up hot dogs and put them in baked beans and eat that with my daughter. I love it.
I
trash
never get a
person.
chance to eat any of this stuff because of
You can
my
do veggie
family.
beanie weenie.
Sad life.
Dude, veggie dogs taste just like hot dogs. It's just salt. Salt in a tube.
They
I've
won't
never
eat
had
beans.
Beanie Weenies either.
Yeah,
Oh,
my-
your kids don't like beans?
No, they hate beans.
Maisie picks and chooses what she eats.
They hate beans? All beans?
May don't like beans.
It's just one of those things that I'll force them to eat it and they gag
do they
it down.
eat?
They the same.
What do they eat?
Just that bread and cheese, like the same old boring white kids and every
My
other
God.
white kid that I know. It's like they like no flavors, just whatever grilled cheese and hot dog and mac and cheese.
It's out of my control now. Maisie
chicken
doesn't
nugget.
eat anything. She's super active, but she won't eat anything because she's super picky, and I've given up. I don't do anything anymore. All she eats is yogurt. I'm like, that's fine. Just eat your yogurt. I don't care anymore.
I force them to
I
eat
don't
the
care.
vegetables, but they don't want, it's what
I just let her eat candy.
beans. So what is good about it?
I don't know, man.
The
when
bean expert Butler.
When I was a kid, we used to have baked beans on toast for dinner. That was what it was, a piece of toast with
man.
baked beans on top.
So
That
that's
was
why
dinner.
you're gay.
It seems
I
like
had
we had all
fried
kinds
potato
of-
sandwiches. It's
Yeah.
pretty much the
Yeah.
same. Poor people.
Man,
Basic beans.
we would just do a can of
Breakfast
spam.
and dinners.
And what's the side? Spam. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
a can of spam.
like I like baked beans. I just
I think if you tried this with your linked sausage and you were dunking with like maybe a piece of
I
toast.
feel like that'd be perfect for your camping trips.
I honestly think
Yay!
you might like this. I think you're throwing a little heat at something that if you tried it, you might be like, oh, dude, the savory taste of these beans on that toast with the sausage.
I know
Try
it
some of
goes-
the Heinz baked beans in the Publix British aisle. It's a different baked bean altogether.
It is.
I know it goes well with sausage because we established the beanie weenies, but with the other breakfast foods, like it's the same thing with the French and their salad with their breakfast. Didn't like that as well. I was like, no need for this. It doesn't really complement anything. Like I understand it's a lighter, and I shouldn't be eating so much bread, which that's
Well, the
good.
French, they like their bread too. Let's slow
I
down a
know,
second,
yeah.
Frenchie. You're over there with a full baguette, bigger knife.
but it's
Buttery
not-
as hell too.
But it's not.
Oh
like,
yeah, they love butter on their sandwiches.
All
They'll
I'm-
butter a bologna sandwich. The French. Have you ever had a French sandwich over here? You go to that guy and get a turkey sandwich. They'll take a baguette and he'll put 3 pounds of butter on it and then the turkey on
I
top.
want
It's
that.
delicious,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
a whole different way of eating.
Well, butter complements things like that. That I understand. It's just the salad and the beans. It's like it's a weird go-to flavor that doesn't seem complementary to the eggs.
Okay, let me throw something at you that my wife does and see where the three of you land on this. She'll do biscuit, egg. I'll cook all this up for her. I'm the cook, so it's biscuit, egg, patty sausage, slice of cheese.
Already mad. She puts the egg
Oh,
on the bottom
no.
and then sausage?
No, I don't know how she...
Always sausage first.
I don't know the order. I don't want to get that wrong. I don't know the order, but I believe we put cheese on egg because egg's still hot. That melts cheese. And then sausage on biscuit, and then egg with cheese melted on top of sausage. I think that's...
Okay.
And then on top of cheese, she'll put one giant scoop
Of beans?
strawberry jelly, savory sweet sandwich, and she'll eat the whole thing. It's
Not
like
for me.
It's a savory sweet mix. She
It's like a Monte Cristo kind of.
Yes, very much a Monte Cristo. She likes a jam with a salty, savory egg cheese thing.
Okay.
That's kind of the
I can get down with that.
That's the basis behind a McGriddle, right? It's like you have pancake, you have the sweet
Correct.
pancake, and then the
Savory
salty,
sausage,
yeah.
salty bacon.
That's fine. That's fine. But the beans, it's like no one's explained
He
to
hates
me.
the
Like,
beans. Okay.
no, I don't hate it. I like beans.
We're not doing it for
We're not
you.
doing
We're
it
not
for
going to
you.
do it.
We're not going to do it for you.
But
We're not your...
I don't see how it
Wait,
complements
I'm not
eggs.
your effing monkey.
He's like,
Hey, if I get you a can of those Heinz beans, fire that
It's
up
just
this
because
weekend.
you're not used to doing it.
Fire it up this weekend and
You'll like it, I
and
bet.
do a TikTok. We need more TikToks.
Yeah.
I'll buy you the can of Heinz beans.
Well, that to me tells me it's just purely traditional and
Yeah.
it's not complimentary.
No, it is. I think it is, though.
Because if it was, then other restaurants in
most-
America would have picked
I
it
think
up.
it's the same argument that you would use about the chili cook-off with the vegetarian thing. I think most Americans are like, ew, gross, beans with breakfast.
Yeah.
Because
So just the way our culture is.
Yeah,
believe
it's
that
just
is
the way
what
you
it
grew
is.
up, and your dad didn't do it, so you're not going to do
Exactly.
it. But
Yeah.
man, I've done it. In fact, I did it over at Phil's house. I had breakfast with him one time, and they did the beans. And the thing that I liked about the beans, it's not so much the bean. It's the bean sauce, because the bean sauce is useful for toast and egg and other things that get dry or don't taste as good. That sauce, it's like my mouth's watering right now. It's like a Heinz 57. It's like a savory sauce.
So you're using it as a way for you to collect other flavors with your toast and whatnot.
I think that's accurate. I think that's accurate.
But it seems to me more related to the toast than the eggs. Anyway, I'm just trying to figure it out.
What's your favorite breakfast food? What's the one you have to have? See, to me, it's sausage over eggs. But I know I'm in the minority. I
Yeah.
know that you guys are egg lovers. I know that this guy, Maisie asked me how many eggs. This is a true story. I go, hey, Tommy and Max, they love eggs. Their daddy makes them eggs. Because I was trying to get her to eat her egg, and she's just so slow and not doing anything I'm asking. And she's like, oh, they can eat eggs? They're vegetarians. I go, yeah, they eat eggs. They love them. They're allowed to eat the eggs. They're into it. They eat a lot of eggs. I said that they eat 2 eggs apiece. Isn't that right?
If it's they
They can
used
barely
to-
eat 1 egg.
Yeah, now it's just like usually 1 fried egg.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
a piece. Yeah.
so you guys
But they'll eat a hard boiled egg.
but you guys see that's awesome. That's not happening in my household.
But it's the only meat product or whatever that
But
they
it's
eat.
good. See, it's healthy. I want her to eat that sort of thing.
But
How do
she
you
get-
feel about soft-boiled eggs?
I don't. For something happened to me as an adult, as a kid growing up. Something happened in my 30s and 40s where I think eggs are stinky now. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, you've said this
Something
for years,
happened.
yeah.
No, it's weird. Because I like eggs. I have no problem with eggs. I can cook them, fry them. I know how to do all kinds of crazy stuff with them. I know how to cook them in any way that you could ever want them. But something happened in my 30s and 40s where I started to fall.
People's taste buds change.
Is it because of something I've done?
You could have been egged out.
They're
Too many
Saturated,
eggs.
yeah, maybe, I don't know.
If you strip everything away, they are disgusting. Just by the pure fact that it is what it is.
No, my wife is like,
And then it's like it's a animal's reproductive, the way, all it needs is the rooster's sperm, and then it'll be a chicken in there. But it's like, it's too closely related to like a female human's egg.
Okay, softy.
I'm just saying, I eat a lot of eggs. I like them, but I'm just saying if you boil it down, they're gross
they
at the
did that.
core.
Anything from an animal product is,
Yeah.
when you boil it down, is gross.
And there's a
but
little blood dot in there.
People eat
That
brains
blood
and
dot.
cow tongue and
It,
Yeah, the
it all
egg-
comes down to
Sweet
culture.
breads.
yeah.
I just wish it hadn't happened because the egg, especially the hard-boiled egg, which is the one
That's the stinkiest, though.
That is the one that this is my nightmare before Christmas again. This is something that I look at and go, if you could just get into this. It's so healthy for you. You put one in your pocket. You're trying to be healthy. You're high protein snack. Boop. Oh, I'm satisfied and yummy. I can't do it. I cannot eat a hard boiled. I've never in 45 years. I've never eaten a full hard boiled egg. I cannot do it. I can't.
ooh, the Great Egg Challenge.
I'll try to do it Friday if you guys want. I'm game for anything these days. But man, it's the yellow part becomes a piece of wet chalk.
Yeah.
The yolk becomes chalk that is wet for some reason. It's smearable chalk.
In
I
case
feel like it depends how you cook it.
And sometimes the yellow part turns green blue. Why?
That's too
Why
much.
does it turn green blue?
Overcooked.
And I don't get it. I don't get it. It's weird.
Smell like farts when they're hard.
They kind of do smell like farts, but the more you open it, the more it smells, and then you can't get it off your hands. And I'm like, why is this so disgusting? Why is this so healthy? Why can't we just make hot dogs just as healthy?
if you start looking at your food, and this is completely cultural, in the fact that we think some things that other people do are disgusting.
Yeah.
I always boil it down to if an alien landed and then you start explaining how we eat eggs, that they would be disgusted by it, right? Because they would be like, you eat the eggs of other animals, the reproductive eggs. And they were like, why do you do that? It's like
Yeah, but even other animals on Earth eat other eggs.
Yeah.
Animals'
Yeah.
eggs.
We're
You know?
carnivores.
All the
We're
time.
all animals.
All the time.
Well, I'm
Well,
explaining-
Sam and
it's an
Butler-
animal thing to do. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
I'm explaining this to a super intelligent alien.
They might like eggs too.
He's my best friend.
No. They're just
They might eat their own eggs.
Yeah,
no, they're-
they might be carnivores.
No,
This just came out of me. Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hard boiled.
at that point, they're just eating some like tiny pellet that gives them all the nutrients.
nutrient
they need.
pellet.
This isn't Willy Wonka.
No, they're advanced species.
Sam and Butler and the entire chat room just told me something that I didn't know, and I want to know why. And I guess we can look it up. Why do hard-boiled eggs yellow yolks turn blue-green when they're too boiled? I feel like that should be the sign not to eat them. Remember, guys, when you put the chicken's egg in there, if you boil it too much, the yellow center that you know what it is will turn blue-green. That's a warning sign, right? Don't eat me.
It happens because the hydrogen in the egg white combines with the sulfur in the yolk.
Oh, you mix the farts.
So it means
out.
so
Mix the
Fart smell.
farts in.
it's when you boil the eggs for too long.
Okay, so now, thank you, chat room. Thank you, Sam.
So if
Thank
you
you, Butler.
overboil it, not only does it turn green, but it will give you more of a sulfur fart smell.
Well, how do I know the optimum way to boil an egg?
You gotta boil the water, put the eggs in, let them boil for 12 minutes, turn the heat off, leave the lid on, wait another 5.
Oh, you don't do the ice water?
No,
thing?
ice
I
bath?
don't do the
What
ice
is that?
bath.
Yeah.
That's to make it easier to peel.
Oh my God!
See, that's what you need because
See what this is? This
Then
is
you're
when
over
all
the
your cool
sink.
friends do their cool thing, and you sit on the outside, and I'm hearing you
It's
guys.
not that cool, man.
No, you guys are swapping
Nerdy
stories.
egg.
No, I want to be.
We're eggheads over here.
I'm gonna eat eggs while I watch Nightmare Before Christmas.
Do it. Do everything you dislike in a UCF jersey.
Make myself love it.
You just reminded me of something that I'm really mad about.
I'm giving myself grit.
Grumpy old man.
I'll be watching it on an iPad at a UCF game,
So-
eating eggs.
I'm peeling hard-boiled eggs over the sink, and then my wife's like, "Don't let any eggshell go down in the garbage disposal.
Yeah,
It's
ruins
bad
it.
for it.
It
Ruins
ruins
it."
it. My wife told me
and
that.
then he's like, "The plumber said that." And then I talked to Emerald Plumber. He's like, "Have you been putting eggshells down there?" No, don't do that. And I'm like, "Hold on, I've got a fork stuck down there, and I
Right.
reach down there, and there's a bunch of gears, and it seems like a robot's
It's
heart.
a slimy wheel. It's
all-
a slimy wheel. Like when I reach down
It's
there,
all
it's
metal
like,
gears, though.
when I reach down in there, it's like touching Swamp Thing ceiling fan. It's like, ew, yuck.
Yes, but it's all like grinding metal machinery down there, and you're telling me that it can't handle a goddamn eggshell? It's too weak.
Ridiculous.
I'm like,
Ridiculous.
design it so it can grind up anything. It can grind up a pencil. It can't handle an eggshell.
Can it grind up a pencil?
An eggshell is the GD.
He's mad. He is very mad.
Chicken.
But it's supposed to be the weakest. That's weird. Walking on eggshells. There's a goddamn expression. It can't handle it. It can't handle the weakest thing we have to offer it. You eat a pencil. Anyway.
There's other things they tell you.
It's
not
like,
to put
oh,
down
don't
there.
put your hand out. Oh, you grind my hand up and I can't handle an eggshell? Stupid.
This, my wife also told me you're not supposed to put onion skins down there. There's a whole bunch of stuff you can't put down there. I'm like, well, tell me the stuff
Oh,
I
I
can't
didn't know
put.
that.
What
I didn't
can
know
I put
that.
down there?
Oh, the last. Oh, wait
You
for
can't put onion skins. You can't put.
Here, I got a list.
Coffee
Yeah,
grind.
my
Yeah,
wife was
something
giving me a
like
whole
that.
list too. I
90s
was like,
radio. 8 things you should never put down your garbage.
Yeah,
disposal.
list.
No, I'm not joking.
Number 1, coffee grounds.
God damn it.
Our thing didn't work the other day, and then they called Emerald Plumbing. They came by.
got a
and
Like
wrench?
it's the eggshell.
No, you need the wrench. Sometimes it gets got all gunky.
they said to my wife, "You're putting too much food down there.
You're
Can't
putting your tampons down here, ma'am.
You can't handle that much." And she's like, "Okay." So now I can't put nothing down. She bought a damn stopper.
Goddamn screen.
She bought the screen.
Not
and
the
disgusting,
screen.
and I feel
You're screwed.
And then I'm like,
If you
"Not
got
the screen,
dude. If you got the screen, you'll never use that thing again. You might as well. You might as well take the switch off.
It ruined my life. I was
Yeah.
like, "What do I even have this
You're done.
machinery?
Yeah.
Why am I rich?
You're done.
Why have I even done? Why have I worked hard? I have to have the screen."
Yep. We have the
It's
screen.
all for nothing.
We have the screen. I don't even use it anymore. I put a piece of tape over the switch. I'm like, we don't use this thing. You might as well unwire
They're
it.
like, "Oh, don't put food down there. Don't put eggshells. Don't put nothing
But
on
you
it."
know what I
Well,
do
why
say?
do we have it?
You know what I do see? I see my wife pull a lot of measuring cups out of there. I'll tell you that right now. Somebody's not doing her checks. All of my measuring cups, the front of them, all of my little measuring spoons, my tablespoons and my teaspoons, all the front of them, they have little mustaches of fuzzy plastic where they and nobody fixes them, nobody cares. All the back end of them where you should hang them on something, the little hook has been shattered from the robot heart, smashed it. Because nobody cares. Nobody cares.
I mangled one of the kids' tiny forks that Crystal got so mad at me. She's like, that's a baby fork from the original when they were born or whatever. And I was like, it can mangle a fork, but it can't handle genie shells.
So it can handle the shells, but it says if you do it like regularly, it will eventually make a buildup in between the
Now,
gears.
here's what I started telling people.
Because a lot of people don't clean their disposals.
You know what I tell people? I tell, hey, man, that's...
You guys don't clean them?
Hell no. It's down there.
Put some Dove down
Clean
there?
them. I don't clean my own butt. Why would I clean a garbage disposal?
I turn on the water and I turn it on. And,
that's
and then I
cleaning
like put some soap over.
Yeah, they got the black plastic over the top of it, so I'm assuming the demons don't fly out. I don't know why it does.
Oh,
For
man.
the
I'm going to...
poo flies.
Crystal's new thing now, because we're getting soap scum and buildup in our shower, that we have to God damn it. We have to have this portable black fan that sits on top of our toilet, running at 24 hours a day, blowing air inside of her shower. And it's driving me insane.
Wait, why?
They're drying the shower.
I have to go and I'm peeing in front of it, like, and blowing air in my face like I'm standing on a sailboat.
Like you're Beyonce performing?
And then I sit down to deuce, and it's blowing on the back of my head.
You're all covered to it. Your pop is getting blown.
I'm like, this is my life. Why did I even try in life? This is how I have to live.
I'm
a beautiful
confused
bathroom.
on what the fan is doing.
It's to keep the air circulating so you don't get stagnant wet air that,
that will
Can't you just
provide
install
mildew.
a fan in the bathroom?
No, the portable one's better.
I thought he was rich.
I like a boot.
Well, you can,
TV
but
on the TV.
then believe me, then you have to cut a hole through the roof, which we just got our roof
Yeah, you
redone,
don't
and
wanna
then
do
it ruins the integrity of our new roof. I went through all this before because I was just like, let's get Bracket or someone to come and install the damn fart fan. They're like, no, the roof you have to vent it into somewhere. You can't vent it into your attic because then it vents mold into your attic.
All you'll be doing is wetting your attic.
So now I just have to sit and have a fan blowing me my entire life and scream, why did I even do anything?
Well,
this is how I have to live.
I think we're going to get to this on Friday's Friday Free Show, but I'm putting my foot down in the Dennis household, and I'm ripping all the carpet out. The brand new carpet.
Before the dogs die?
Before the dogs die.
That's not a good
I'm
move.
not going to allow these little MFs to ruin something that I love that much.
Well, they're going to ruin the new stuff.
No, I'm putting down tile.
Oh, okay.
And if you want to go crazy, knock yourself out because I will pick you up and I'll body slam you in your own pee-pee.
Yeah.
No, you're just
Easier to
stepping
clean
the
up the
pee-pee. I know you're not going to hurt your dog.
No, I love my dogs too much. They're my best friends.
They beat you. It makes me so happy.
Yeah, we're going to talk about this. We got guests at the door. Bye-bye.
What do you think Butler does?
His wife makes him do all kinds of crap, right?
But it's all
weird.
granola.
He's wearing those little
it's
British. You know, like
granola.
British.
Butler, what do you eat for Thanksgiving?
You know the British, they get for Christmas they give out little crackers. They're like, and you pull them and they explode, and then you put on the paper hat, and there's some crappy toy inside.
Oh, what is that? Isn't
you
that
have
like boxing?
beans
Yeah,
with
I
your-
saw it on Peppa Pig.
Yeah,
Do you have
Christmas
beans with your
crackers.
turkey?
Christmas crackers. Yeah, are you
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
Christmas crackers?
Yeah.
And then you
Definitely.
pull the ends and they explode. And like, what's this? It's a toy. Put your paper hat on, Pete. Pete, put your paper hat on.
What is that?
And then they go bing bong bing, bing bong bing, bing bong biddly
for
diddly
Thanksgiving?
boing.
Oh, get out of my house. What are you
They
doing?
sing all those songs. Beans on toast, toast on beans, beans, toast, toast, beans, beans. That's a real Peppa Pig song.
No.
That's
I'm
stupid.
gonna pull it up.
What
I'm
is
gonna
that?
Pull it up.
So that's what you do
I
for
only
Thanksgiving?
remember,
You put
Sam-
on a paper hat, you
Sam.
scream beans on toast?
Sam, do I remember only dumb stuff?
Yes.
Yes. And it's been proven more than ever I only remember dumb stuff.
So you and your wife are going to put on paper hats and what?
Well, they don't really fit my head. I got
Like you work
enormously
at
big
Steak
head,
and
but yeah.
Shake?
So do you adopt your wife's more Americanized Thanksgiving or...
Well, there is no British Thanksgiving, so...
But there's something, right?
No.
Nothing?
No. Boxing Day would probably be like it's Christmas and Boxing Day dinner.
Susie Sheep and Wendy Wolf.
Hello, Pedro.
This is Butler's Thanksgiving.
Everyone.
Oh, man.
Welcome to my cowboy cat to sleep.
Hold on. I gotta go.
Butler's that guy, right? The hat?
Yeah,
That's how
Pedro, he's slow.
cowboys-
Hold on, Pedro.
Sing songs
Here we go.
and eat beans. Beans on toast for everyone.
Yeah, this is.
Hooray!
Cowboys love beans on toast. Everybody loves beans on toast.
Put a little
Who
daddy
wants
sauce on
a
there.
cowboy song? Do you know a real
little cowboy song.
This is Butler's every Thanksgiving. Butler. This is what Butler does. He's Pedro Pony from. Somebody photoshopped that. He's Pedro Pony from Peppa Pig, and here is Butler's rendition of the baked bean song.
Yes, I made it up, and it goes like this.
Just like Butler, he lies.
I'm a brave cowboy, and I'm eating my beans with a bing and a bong and a boo. Baked beans, bang, baked beans, boo, baked beans, bingly bongly bang. Baked beans, bang, baked beans, boo, baked beans, bingly bongly bang.
Nonsense.
There you go. That's what the Brits do for Thanksgiving.
So, what are you doing for Thanksgiving?
I'm flying to Oregon this year. So I'm going to see my father-in-law. Yeah. So
and go to some strip clubs where they still got bush. That's what we did when we went to Oregon. We're like, where are the strip clubs with bush? And they're like, oh, man, we don't have any without. I was like, yes, we're in God's country.
So Oregon is interesting because you got Portland, which is like a super trendy city that has all the craft beer and all the hipsters, and it's cool.
Epicenter of facial hair.
We went to Portland, and it's a cool city.
That's where
to
we
be
got
in.
the Hangtown Fry that you love so much.
But it seems like it's surrounded by just basically the great Northwest. And it's just a bunch of land, and like there's probably a bunch of woodsmen and farmers and just wide open.
Sir? I'm a woodsman.
So does your father-in-law live like in the the woods part of?
No,
Oregon?
he's 74 years old, so he's kind of living in like the hipstery, nicer part of Portland in the suburbs. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So yeah, just kicking it out there, man.
That'll be fun.
Do you do traditional Thanksgiving dinner and all that?
We have in the past, but my brother-in-law, who was graduated from the Culinary Institute of America in New York City, he's cooked up some crazy Thanksgivings in the past. We've done a seafood Thanksgiving in the past. We've done all whatever.
And we finish off with nitrogen ice cream.
You know what? Portland was the place that me and
Hangtown Fry.
Me and Daniel went, to
a breakfast place,
Podunk, Florida.
And it was some stupid name. It was like the Slightly Awake Rooster Cafe.
Where I couldn't understand any of the breakfast items, and I got what I
Hangtown Fry.
Didn't you get something with oysters?
It was called a Hangtown Fry. And the story of the Hangtown Fry is that it was the most expensive thing that you would order back in the day. Oysters are very hard to come by. So if you got those, that meant they were on a wagon. They had to trek it through the wilderness to get to you and keep it cold on ice. And ice was expensive. That's not just like ice now. If you had ice back in the day and you were a cowboy, you were rich.
Well, guess what? It was 2017. Ice is abundant.
Yeah.
I didn't need no stinking oysters. And
it was horrible.
Mixed into my eggy bakey.
Worst. It was literally one of the worst breakfasts I've ever had in my life.
I had to pick it out, I'm not a baby. I just wasn't in the mood. I was hungover for oyster eggs.
I probably tried to defend it in some way, like, it's fine. I was trying to feel my hipsterness, but no. Now that I've been able to let it gestate in my brain a little while, I'm disgusted and horrified by it.
So Thanksgiving is it seems like the only holiday you can get a pass for doing any of your own traditions. Like
Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving, yeah. Because other holidays, if you don't get on board with the general, Christmas tree.
The general, I have. No. I think I'm progressive right now.
Because you could do versions of when you open the presents and the Christmas tree or whatever. But if you do something if you're doing the Festivus poll or something, you're like, you're a weirdo.
Yeah. And I'm weird because I'm morning of. No present the night before. No Christmas Eve present. That is BS.
Yeah, we don't do that.
I hate it when people are like, well, you get to open one. And no, you don't. You have to wait like every other horrified kid. You have to sit there and freak out all night. I am a stickler on that.
I don't give a damn. I do what I want.
I am a stickler on the night before because then why do we even have dates? Why do we even have a watch?
I agree. What is time?
Yeah, what is it? If it's like...
But the Thanksgiving, you could pretty much do anything. And the more weird it is, I think people like it more, right? Like, they are like, oh, that's cool. Yeah. Instead of like, ugh, a weirdo doing some weird,
You know I'm a fan of that I've done before. Maybe, now I've only done it once, but I am a fan of this. And when other families have made this their tradition, I think it's cool. When they do a homemade Italian Thanksgiving.
I know a lot of people that do the Italian. Yeah.
A lot of people do homemade Italian Thanksgiving, and I am so down with that. Like a big ass lasagna with some garlic bread.
We actually did that one year where we all went to Buca di Beppo, the whole Trav's whole family. And ate
That's
family
an
style.
easy one.
Yeah, because no one had to cook, no one had to clean.
The inviting all the huge family Thanksgivings, always seem like, because I've never done that my entire life, where you get like the extended family,
the aunts and uncles and cousins.
Yeah, like
we
it's
used
like
to
that.
do it, and I do miss. Look, it is because my family is all dead, and that's a joke and also a truth. I miss that, dude. I miss that. I remember going to Virginia and walking in my Uncle Doug's house, and everybody was coming in the door. Every time the doorbell rang, it was somebody new, right? And they'd also bring a gift for me.
It's awesome if you're going to that, but actually hosting it is a big old pain in the ass.
Oh yeah. Plus, it is awkward, and like most of the family, extended family, you haven't seen, so it's a weird small talk, and nobody.
I
actually
enjoyed it
end up
though.
the same
See,
thing.
like maybe I'm a weirdo, but I know my dad enjoyed it too. Here's the one that happened all the time, but I loved it.
Yeah, chirper.
Thanksgiving. I am a chirper.
Yeah.
This is my
You
time.
love small talk, yeah.
This is my time. Thanksgiving rolls around. The doorbell's this doorbell's going crazy because you never know who's showing up, right? They're all showing up to the house. Boom, boom. Who's that? Oh, it's Uncle Jim. He got a new mid-engine Corvette. And you go out and you're looking at his car and he's showing you all the thing. Everybody, like, you'd have one relative that bought something they can't afford.
I think it's better when you're a kid. Because when you get older, all the family, when you're an adult, like everyone's gossiping about somebody's drama in the family, and then it turns into a fight. And
someone's making comments about your food.
Yeah.
I am looking at that mid-engine Corvette, like the scenario I'm painting with child filters.
Right. And then you get to hang out and play with your cousins that you barely
so
see.
fun. It was
totally
so fun.
different.
And I still
you don't have to clean.
Exactly.
It's so vivid to me, though.
No
Like,
responsibility.
I still remember being at my Aunt Mabel's house. Boy, they were very Southern. They were twins, Mabel and Myrtle. And they were my great aunts. And I remember being at their house, and she had a huge collection, and Tom makes this joke all the time, of Hummels. Of those little Hummel figurines, and we were jumping on her bed in one of the rooms, and old people notoriously have stuff that kids shouldn't have, and I bounced off the bed and I hit the nightstand, and one of the Hummels fell over and smashed crazy, and they heard it because the whole house is wood. You can't drop a Hummel on wood and not have the people below you hear it.
Yeah.
And then you hear them running up the stairs, and it's fun. It's so fun.
Did you get in trouble?
Oh yeah. Big trouble.
Yeah, I think that's where most people they remember their kid Thanksgivings, and that makes them.
Do you remember yours?
Well, I was always the Brooksville doing the four-wheeler.
Always.
Well, yeah, that's what made me. You kind of like just.
Do you
mimic,
remember it though? Because I
I mean,
neat.
We didn't. Well, we never did. We ate at Cracker Barrel or whatever, but it was all about riding four-wheelers. Which now I'm like,
I've had more truck stop Thanksgivings than I've ever had Thanksgivings at home. That's true.
That's wild.
Because every Thanksgiving we'd be driving, or every Christmas and Thanksgiving we'd be driving up to Virginia. So we would just eat, on the road.
It weird they didn't plan for the dinner to be at the time where you guys.
Well, like depending on when we would go.
Yeah.
Like depending on when Dad could get off, depending on when whatever. I mean, it was whenever you could get free.
What I know, like my kids have all week off, which is weird to me too. Like I never
Did
got
we
that.
get that?
Hell no.
But my friends over in the beach, they don't like they get off on. They have to go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Right.
and then just get Thursday and Friday. That's how I remember. Like
I think we got the Wednesday off, maybe.
or half day. Well, it's half day and Wednesday anyway. But my sons get the entire week. And I'm like, that's good.
That's awesome.
But I think it makes sense to do like a whole week because you do a week for Thanksgiving, week for Christmas.
I think May gets a week.
It's all willy-nilly.
It is willy-nilly. It's weird they haven't standardized a lot, at least like all in one state, the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, it's district. So it's all over the place.
It changes, yeah.
And I'm telling you, like some schools have their early day on Friday.
Yeah.
And it's like
Which makes sense.
Yeah. Anyway.
We've been talking about food a lot lately, but what is your favorite traditional Thanksgiving treat? Does anybody here not like turkey?
I like turkey.
Because some people don't. I mean, it's
dark meat only.
It's just chicken. Dark meat is the finer meat. It's the better meat for flavor. But it's weird with turkey. Like, and this is the way I like my Thanksgiving turkey. I like, and my dad probably taught me this. I like a little bit of dark meat, a little bit of light meat, and then I salt the ever living crap. And then I eat that.
Yeah. I mean,
it's not the most flavorful meat, right?
No. It's a
chicken plus.
Yeah.
Basic
That's why I gotta smother
bitch
it in
of-
gravy.
Yeah.
Anybody got anything they like? Their side
Stuffing's my favorite.
Yeah, stuffing with some
And I
good
really
gravy.
never eat it other than like Thanksgiving.
Gravy on stuffing?
I do gravy over
I
everything.
like gravy on my stuffing too. Are you a gravy guy?
Yeah.
I hate gravy.
I'll put that all over.
I only eat Popeye's Cajun gravy.
What?
Well, hold on. That is gravy.
Yeah, but that's the only one I like.
You got to make your own though, man.
Yeah,
it's good.
yeah.
You make your own with the little bits and the.
Oh, yeah.
It is, well, yeah, gravy's not fun to make.
And if you like Popeye's gravy, there's gravy out there that
If you
can
like
make it.
Popeye's gravy, do we have gravy for you? You want to do
That
some
hottie
voicemails?
sauce.
Let's do that. Yeah.
We will do a few voicemails. Yeah, what is the Popeye's hottie sauce? I saw the sign.
They sell it as if it's supposed to be spicy and hot, i.e., hottie sauce, but it is not. It basically tastes like a honey barbecue sauce.
All right.
It's delicious.
Like a little, yeah, but it's corporate. They got to make it so it's
Well,
not that.
that's Megan Thee Stallion's thing.
What do you mean?
Hottie. She calls her fans hotties.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's a tie-in.
Yeah.
It's a promotional campaign.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Megan Thee
Gotcha.
Stallion's hottie sauce at Popeyes.
It's a good tie-in, though. I mean, she works really well with the Popeyes brand. And
They're selling merch, man. I want one of those shirts.
have you seen the pajamas?
Yeah, they got a hoodie,
Yeah, they got like
pajamas.
Popeyes. That's where I saw it. It's like Megan Thee Stallion pajamas with Popeyes. I'm like, that's cool.
Can you buy it at Popeye or you probably online?
Online.
Probably online,
Although
yeah.
buying them at Popeyes, so they have that authentic fried smell.
Oh,
that
I would buy it.
Yeah,
for
that'd
sure.
be nice.
I think I had a Shoney's T-shirt.
Were you and I talking fried chicken yesterday? Who was talking fried?
Me and you, because I
Okay.
said I was thinking of if I was going to cook this year, I was going to get fried chicken
Yes.
and then just make like traditional Thanksgiving sides.
Why don't people do fried chicken for Thanksgiving?
I'm saying.
Yeah, right?
When
Way
Sam
better.
said it, I was like, that sounds amazing.
Way better than
Fried
turkey.
thighs.
Fried
Yeah.
chicken is amazing, dude.
Yeah.
And I don't eat enough of it, and you can get a couple pieces. It'd be cheaper, too.
And it's like almost you can go to Popeyes and get like a Thanksgiving to go, right? Fried chicken, mashed potatoes, mac and cheese. Like
Don't
you don't
they
have
do
to cook.
turkeys now?
They do. They have Cajun turkey. You can
What?
pre-order.
Yeah.
A whole turkey. You have to pre-order it.
Yeah, I mean, not that we would advertise Popeyes over anybody. I mean, you're getting like your homogenized corporate turkey, but hey,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Let's try this one. Mike B chiming in. Haven't heard from him in a minute.
Hey, Tom, Dan, Sam, Butler. It's Mike B here from the Oh No Radio Show. I was a little stony baloney the other day, kind of thinking about, stuff that I'm good at and stuff that I'm not good at. And I got to thinking that, like, if before you had kids, if they had the technology through, genetic markers or some overly scientific explanation that I'm not going to give right here, but if they could tell, like, what your kids were going to be good at, like, whether it be sports or, like, chess or, dancing, but if they could tell that stuff before your kids were born and you could pay a little bit of extra money to know that, do you think you would have? Or do you think that you would have just let them grow up normally and, like, find the things they like? I don't know. All right, well, have a great day.
You too, Mike B. It's
Interesting question.
I think that's a good question.
Yeah, I think my logic is, of course, I'd pay for it because if I knew what they were good at, I could easily focus just on that, and instead of just find it out over years of
Save
time.
you some work.
Yeah, save
I would
time
have no
and
choice in this
Get that.
scenario. And the reason I say that is because my wife, basically before we had Maisie, told me that, and I believe I agree with her, and she was like, I'm going to use as much science that they give me to ensure that this is great. You know what I mean? Like every test, can you test for this defect? Like she did all of that. Now
Yeah.
I understand that some people don't feel that way, and that's fine. Some people you don't need to do all that. You don't need to do. I don't know the sex.
Some people don't. Yeah, some people don't even want to know the gender.
But they don't know any.
Yeah.
They don't want anything. Like I don't want to know if it's special. I don't want to know. Like, and I
We
get
did
that.
all the tests. We didn't find out the gender of Tommy, but we did all the tests. To
Everybody's
make sure, yeah.
different.
What changed your mind about the second kid wanting to know the
Yeah.
gender?
Well, I've told the story, but that was Crystal thought she saw Max's
gotcha.
penis
Yeah, that's
in
right.
the sonogram.
I thought I saw Butler's penis this morning.
I thought I was
Sorry.
walking in on some craziness
Yeah.
this morning. We didn't even talk about that.
we can't.
Okay.
And then I screamed.
It's on the cameras.
No, you didn't. You're not a professional. You didn't see. You know. She's like, I
Right.
saw it 100%. I know it's a
And she
boy.
knew.
And she
And then
did.
I was like, no, you didn't.
Never question her.
And then
Even if she's
out-
wrong, you lose on this one.
But out of proving me wrong, she called and told them like, I want to know. And she's like, I was right. I'm like,
We will take every argument to the nth degree.
and by the way, like my response is never satisfying to anybody because I'm like, oh, I was wrong.
That's true.
Because I would have bet against the fact that you thought you said, because I'm looking at the same thing. It's all over the place. Anyway, so let's do one more voicemail.
I would have definitely done that one.
Now, they're going to have in the future, the ability for you to pay, speaking of paying extra, where you could start taking out the possibility of certain genetic diseases in your child.
Oh, yeah, designer babies, yeah.
They already have, I think 17 different diseases that you could pay, and somehow they,
mutated out of the embryo.
Whatever they do.
But didn't that Chinese scientist almost kind of do that for HIV and AIDS, unofficially, and then there was no kind of scientific records or backgrounds. He jumped a bunch of steps.
Yeah. There's a lot, and then of course I'm sure in different countries they've been doing this for a while. It was
he violated
horrifying experiment.
But he got locked up.
I imagine at a certain point where we may get to a point where you could take out the any chance
no onions. Hold the onions
of your kid getting cancer and stuff. And why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah.
I guess the argument being that they're going to offer it to the people who could afford to do that first, and then you're going to have this weird disparity of human where the rich don't get cancer and the poor is all that would happen, right? If this was $10,000 to make your kid not get cancer, I think
any amount of money. For people,
but you can't afford $10,000.
Well, you probably try, I bet.
And you're going on Squid Games.
They would. People would do that. People would do that. 100%.
I guess I should make it an amount that is because $10,000, there are probably companies that
people
loan
be
you
selling
for
their
paying.
cars. I take the bus every day just so I can ensure.
But if it was $100,000, right? I would find a way to pay that. Although
there's a sweet spot, someone's $75,000 to $100,000 is not attainable and not liquid, but you do it. You try to do it, right?
But you know what? I've from
I'd be paying
it,
for it with a bag of pennies. I'd have okay, and here's the last 1,000.
The deed to my car.
Yeah.
Harder probably to pay for it before the kid is born, because you develop this bond more when your kid is born. At least if dad does. I think the mom has this internal maternal instinct.
It may even start before then, just with being around it's pregnancy. You know what I mean?
Carrying.
If Crystal's hey, they got this new thing, and it ensures our sons will never have cancer in their entire life. You can take it out of them, and it's $180,000. I may be what's the chance that they won't get cancer? That's pretty small. I don't know if I would even. Now I would.
Right.
But before they were born, I don't know. I would start to him and Han about it. I was hold on. Let's look at the
at least
can they tell me 100% that they are going to get cancer? And then they can zap it out?
Well, that's a different, because then you pay.
Right.
But then I'm are you just telling me that so I will pay?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a good scam.
Good.
We should start this company. Cut this out.
I believe that you're right on that. Yeah. That's exactly how it would be. And that's weird.
Yeah. And it's why usually the dad takes off and then, you're how could you do that? Because if you don't bond with the child, for any amount of time, then there's no bond there, right?
Yeah,
so
sure.
it's easy for you to take off. A lot of times you're thinking in the mind of a parent that's bonded with their kid and be I'll kill myself before I ever leave my, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, but if you've not bonded with the kid, think about all the deadbeat dads and the dads that never hang out with their kids. Yeah. And
all of our 295ers. Every single one. 75%.
It seems insane, but if they never established any sort of bond, it's probably easier for them to be away from their kid.
Yeah.
Right?
We got to take a break? Or is this
We're out of here.
Are we out of here? Hey, have a great rest of your whatever.
A weekend.
Yeah. Bye-bye.